McMillan versus McNair. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Young lady, have a seat, please.
Ms. McMillan, you and the defendant, I gather from your complaint, had been very good friends for a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were having a difficult pregnancy.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant, who was a good friend, came to help you.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
She came to help you emotionally, help you physically, and you claim that something happened. There was a big argument, and that she assaulted you.
Yes, ma'am.
Pulled out your hair, other things. You want to be compensated for that assault.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you known her?
20+ years.
Ever had a fight with her?
No, we did not have a fight at all.
When did she come to your home?
Friday evening, the 28th, September 28th.
And where did she live?
She resides in Landover, Maryland.
And where do you live?
At the time, I was living in Hampton, Virginia.
So she had to make a trip.
Yes.
Did she come alone?
She brought her 2-year-old son.
And she came because you were having some trouble. What kind of trouble were you having?
Well, at the time, I had a healthy pregnancy. I had no problems until like the following morning.
What happened on the 29th?
I woke up, I had cramping. That Friday evening, I started having slight bleeding. I went to the emergency room that morning.
Did she help you?
Yes, she took me to the hospital in my car. She watched my daughter, Imani, and her son while I was there at the hospital.
Now, when was this argument?
That happened Saturday evening, the same day, the 29th.
On the 29th?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what precipitated this argument.
Well, I was upset, about the whole complication with the pregnancy. I came home and did complete bed rest like the emergency room physician told me. Go home, lay down, put your feet up, don't do anything else. My 9-year-old daughter was very upset, because she was scared that something was wrong with the baby. I was trying to explain to her, I'm having complications. Hopefully things will go well. I need to just lay here and stay still. And after explaining that to my daughter, Shakara, who I call Marshavon, that's her middle name, proceeded to say, I don't care. I don't want to hear any more about this effing baby. If it dies, it dies. You act like you can't have any more children. She was also upset because she really didn't agree with my pregnancy due to the fact the person that I was pregnant by, and she thought the whole situation was pretty much silly.
Silly?
So, yes.
Was it?
My ex-husband. So.
Okay, so go ahead.
So she got upset. She was like, you act like you can't have any more children. If the baby dies, it dies. So effing what? I'm tired of hearing about the baby. At that time, I said, would you please leave my home? I'm under too much stress. I don't need to go through this. So she said, fine. She didn't argue. She grabbed her bag, grabbed her son's belongings, and started walking towards the door. Well, I called my friend, and I said, you won't believe how she's acting, talking about Miss McNair. And so she said, I know you're not talking about me. And I said, just please leave my home. And she said, say something else. So I was like, leave my home. When I said that, she acted like she was walking to my front door. She turned around, got on top of me, and started pulling my hair out and punching me in my head. My daughter came over to try and get her off of me. She pushed my daughter. After she pushed my daughter came back to her, tried to pull her off of me, and then she got off me and said, oh my God, what did I do? She said, I'm sorry, Tomka, I'm sorry. Let me help you. I don't know what got into me. And I immediately proceeded to call 911.
All right. And what kind of injuries did you sustain, Miss McMillan?
She pulled my hair out. I had 2 huge knots on the left front side of my head.
What do you think triggered her off?
I think one thing that upset her is that I called someone. I think that's the thing that really set her off, is that I called someone and was telling what happened as far as her being upset about me speaking about the pregnancy.
What happened when you called 911?
I called, I told them, I was just assaulted. They asked me what happened. I told them I was laying down.
But you didn't pursue the matter with the police, I assume, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Was she arrested?
That evening, as soon as my mother came, picked me up, the officers told me, as soon as you possibly can, go downtown and fill out a criminal complaint.
Which you did?
Yes, I did.
What happened with that case?
They said they could not touch her because she was out of their jurisdiction. They would not expedite her from Maryland to Virginia, but they looked for her that night.
And you wanted her arrested?
Yes, I did.
Do you still?
I love her. I've known her since she was in diapers.
All right, Miss McNair, tell me your version of the events.
The part that she said about me saying after baby is that I would never say anything.
What did you say?
I said she needs to stop saying that, because she was saying, you know, she probably would never be able to have children and her life is over. And I told her, you need to stop saying that. You're young. Find someone who loves you and who wants to be with you. Maybe that's not what she wanted to hear at the time. So she said, if you don't like what I have to say, leave your home. You know, I was upset, you know, because I had drove down there to be with her. So I was getting my things and I was leaving, and she picks up the phone like she said, and she calls her so-called friend, and she proceeds to talk about me. So I said to her, you know, you don't have to disrespect me. You asked me to leave your home. That's what I'm doing. So we started arguing. She started yelling, and I started yelling. I just did not just act like I was leaving the house and attack her. No, that is not what happened. We were in each other's face. We were arguing. The next thing I know, we were fighting. I did grab her by the hair to keep her off of me. And as a result, some of her hair did come out. 2 weeks after the incident, I spoke with Tomka, and, you know, I apologized for what had happened as far as the hair thing. We were fighting on both ends. She was fighting me as well.
I was laying on my back with my feet propped up.
That's not true. So I apologized on my behalf of the damages that I had done. And because she had been my friend so long, I offered, you know, to pay for her hair because, you know, it was a silly incident. I just wanted to forget about it, so I did offer to pay for whatever hair treatments that she needed. She refused. And then 4 months later, I get papers saying that she's suing me.
Did you know that there was an outstanding warrant for you?
There isn't. No, we checked.
And I talked to City of Hampton Police Department just this past Friday. They stated to me that if she comes in Virginia, they're arresting her.
You don't want her arrested. I'm going to ask you again.
Honestly, after losing my child, I have nerve damage to the left side of my head. I've been to a neurologist. I think she needs to pay for what she's done. She pushed my daughter. She pulled so much of my hair out, my daughter actually spit my hair out of her mouth.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tomka McMillan says during her pregnancy, she was assaulted by former friend Marshabon McNair.
Let me see the hospital report, please.
And this is also the hair, my hair that she pulled out.
Is that your natural hair?
This is my natural hair that was tested, looked at by the neurologist, my hairstylist. This is from the neurologist stating the nerve damage to the left side of my head. And I also have a note from my gynecologist stating that I was pregnant up until October 2nd when he had to perform surgery because I had too much tissue loss. And he said that it was probably the stress.
Don't tell me what he said it was probably. Okay. I think you had a temper tantrum. And it wasn't so much that she asked you to leave the house, but that she called another friend while you were still there and talked about you. That was not smart, Miss McMillan. I don't know why you did that, just to make her more angry.
You're right. I mean, it was senseless for me to call.
It was senseless and it was insensitive because she was on her way out the door.
Right.
That doesn't excuse the physical nature of your response. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. But you've been friends for a very long time, and you said to me before something about, you know, I still love her.
I still love her. I mean...
So, but there were some serious things that happened to her as a result of this pulling out of her hair by the roots. There was clearly indicated there that there was trauma to her head area. I mean, this is all very bad stuff, and that you are responsible for. What were your out-of-pocket expenses, Ms. McMillan, as a result of this assault?
My insurance has pretty much picked up all my neurological appointments, my gynecological. The only thing that my insurance won't cover is the extensive hair treatments that I've had.
How much were the hair treatments?
I have it listed from my cosmetologist. It's $35 plus $10 once a month for protein treatments, $5 a week for moisture treatments.
And how long have you been having those treatments?
Ever since 2 weeks after the assault happened. I had to have surgery, and my doctor ordered me, you know, not to go anywhere for like 2 weeks after the assault.
How much have you spent in total?
I couldn't tell you. I mean,
well, you have to tell me.
I honestly have no idea how much money I've spent on my hair.
So let's say you've spent about $500 on your hair. That be a fair figure?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
You've not spoken until today?
No, we have. She's called like 2 or 3 times, and left a message. I wasn't home.
Did you ever call her back?
No, I haven't called her number since like the day of the assault.
Well, she's sorry it happened. You prepared to forgive her?
I can't excuse what happened.
I didn't ask you to excuse her.
I forgive her, but
And
you
the
know,
only
because
thing-
God forgives me. But
No, I
as
asked
far-
you if you forgive her. And the only question that I have is whether you want her to have a criminal record. That's something that only you can deal with your conscience.
I have double feelings. It's a part of me that looks at the friendship from when we were little, like 2 and 4 years old, and then it's the reality that, you know, my child is gone, my hair is gone, I can't feel the left side of my head. I mean, it's like I have mixed emotions. I don't want anyone to have a criminal record, especially.
Well, I
someone
want
who's
some
been-
people to have a
I mean,
criminal record.
what I'm saying is, I don't want anyone who I've grown up with, especially someone who's been my friend for 20+ years, to have a criminal record, you know.
You'll have to make that judgment. In any event, I'm awarding you $2,500 on your claim. That's substantially more than your out-of-pocket expenses and will at least cover some of your aggravation. You'll have to make a judgment as to whether you want to pursue this matter criminally or whether you want to indicate to the police that they need not look for her should she come into your jurisdiction again. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I lost an excellent friendship.
I miss her deeply.
We never fought until that day.
20 years of friendship gone down the drain.
I lost a good friend.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Nordike versus Gray, step forward, please.
45-year-old auto repair shop owner Curtis Nordike is suing his ex-girlfriend, 40-year-old secretary Barbara Gray, for the cost of a washer and dryer.
Mr. Nordike, according to your complaint, during a brief separation from your wife, you dated the defendant.
Yes.
And then you reconciled with your wife.
Yes.
And after you reconciled with your wife, you sold a washer and dryer to the defendant.
Yes.
She picked it up, and now she refuses to pay you for it. The
Right.
agreed price was $500.
Yes.
The defendant says that during that brief period of time that you dated, you owed her a substantial amount of money, which she has deducted from the cost of the washer and dryer. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so first of all, you just have to tell me, when I read this case and I read your complaint, sir, why in the world would you sell anything to the defendant, who I'm certain was not happy that you and your wife reconciled?
Why would I sell it to her?
Yeah.
Because she had called. She had called asking if I was still going to sell the washer and dryer.
Yes.
And we said yes. She had called and talked to my wife, Pamela.
I mean, did you all know each other before?
Pamela and Barbara had talked on the phone quite a few times about the washer and dryer.
I want to know whether the two ladies were friends before your separation. I mean, did they know each other? Did
no.
they have a relationship?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Is that right?
That's correct.
You just knew that he was dating her for a while?
Yes.
Okay. You picked up the washer and dryer, and you agreed to pay him the $500 initially. Is that correct?
Minus the shopping trip and the birthday gift, and then the phone charges.
Had you ever discussed that with him?
Yes.
When?
At the time of getting the washer and dryer, that we deduct these things.
Did you tell him that when he said the washer and dryer was
Yes.
$500?
Absolutely.
Did she discuss that with you?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No.
Well, let's see. What was the first amount of money, and when was it loaned to him?
Well, the price of the washer and dryer was $100 or $500, and then I.
You're not
asked him-
following me, Miss Gray.
I'm sorry.
In the time that you were together, which was from when to when? Give me the dates. Maybe I'll make it easier for you.
August to September.
Did you loan him any money in August?
1st of September.
And on September 1st, what amount of money did you loan to him?
On our shopping trip, his charges came
What
to.
shopping trip?
His sons were in town, and we went to a surf shop, and I bought a bunch of things. My son got some things, Curtis got some things, and we paid for it all together. And I added up his share to $294.49.
What, you mean you put it on your credit card?
A debit card.
Did he ask you to do that?
Yes, we had an agreement that he would pay me back.
Show him the receipt.
I wasn't aware that I was to pay any of this back. It was told to me as a gift.
Well, tell me about that. You went shopping with your kids,
Yes.
and you bought things for your kids.
Right.
Why didn't you pay for them?
She insisted to pay for them.
What did she say to you?
As a gift. She says, I'll pay for it. I'll get it for the kids. There was no agreement. There was no tie-in with the washer and dryer on this at all.
No, forget
No.
washer and dryer. We're not talking, right now you're dating.
Yes.
Everything is nice.
Yeah.
You go shopping together.
Right.
Why didn't you pay for the things for your children yourself?
She asked to pay for them.
Did she?
Yes.
Is that right?
I took it as
No.
a gift.
You took it as a gift?
I took it as a gift, yes.
Okay, go. What else does he owe you for?
Well, the cell phone is the worst one. The minimum amount he owed me on the phone bill was $183.04. Then the cost of the phone itself was $99.63. And now
Well, tell me about the phone. Why did you
Curtis-
buy him a phone?
Curtis had just filed bankruptcy, and he couldn't get a cell phone on his own unless he bought a prepaid, and they're quite expensive. And I said, you could join my family plan, and he agreed he'd split the cost of the phone. And I never received a dime.
Split the cost of the phone how?
That he'd pay his charges, and that we'd share the cost of the monthly access.
Okay. Did you have that conversation?
We had that conversation. The conversation was going to boil down to $20 a month, $25 at the most. It was the phone that she had put in her daughter's name. It was never in my name.
But you had a phone.
Yes, I had a phone.
You
for
had
about
a phone. Had you
phone.
had a phone
Yes.
before?
No.
So now you have a phone.
Right.
And you have charges on that phone.
We bought 600 minutes under
Right.
the plan. And as far as I know, I never went over the minutes at all. I never
Okay,
saw
so
the
let's
bill.
say you have 600 minutes as a plan. How much does that plan cost?
I'm not sure.
How much does the plan cost?
It's $69.99 a month.
So $70 a month.
But we
And how many
did.
months did you have the phone?
I had it for a month. Yes.
So that's at least $70.
We had 3 phones on that plan. She had set up 3 phones
So
on
you
it.
get 600 minutes, and that's for all 3 phones.
Right.
Did he go over his minutes?
Yes.
Do you have his charges?
Yes.
Can I see them, please?
Yes.
No, no, no. Give them to him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why he came
That one,
over.
too.
Okay. Are the yellow highlighted his calls?
Yes.
Well, it says the total calls on your phone were $183.04. Did you ever give her the $20 for the service charge, the access?
No, I didn't give her that.
Okay, so far, just those basics without the other thing comes to $497. Cost of a washer and dryer.
There was never any agreement of this other money, the gifts that she bought for
I
my
don't find
children.
that they were gifts. They
Okay.
weren't gifts for you. I believe that you went shopping together. She bought some things for her kids. You bought something for her kids. You put it all on one bill.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to pay her back. And even if there wasn't an agreement to pay her back, which I doubt, it would seem to me as a man, you would say, listen, I've decided that this relationship isn't working out. I don't want you to be out any money. So if you want the washer and dryer, I probably owe you at least $500. Take it. That's a gift.
That wasn't the agreement of the washer and dryer.
I just made it the agreement. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 3 on the count in the matter of Rivers versus Moore. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Rivers, according to the complaint that I've read, you and Miss Moore had a relationship, and you have a young child who is either 9 or 10 months old. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
It is your claim that Miss Moore caused you to be arrested for violating a temporary restraining order. That case was later dismissed.
Yes.
And you want her to pay you for the bail that you had to put up when she had you arrested, because you say that you never violated or threatened her to cause you to be arrested.
That's correct.
That's your claim. And Ms. Moore says that you did, in fact, threaten her. She is counterclaiming for some car nonsense that dates back a year or so ago, and also for clothes and furniture of the babies that you kept when there was this argument back in November. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You were living together in November of the year 2000 when there was an altercation in your home. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And at that time, who left the house?
I did.
And the baby remained with you?
Yes.
And then you went to court
Yes, I did.
to have the baby returned to you?
Yes, I did.
The two of you are currently involved in a custody dispute over the baby. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yes, Your Honor. May I add that we did not go to court for her to obtain our daughter. What happened was she went and got a conflicting order that I had already had. I should say she got one just like I had one. And she came to the house, and the police interpreted it as a custody paper, when in fact it was a child protective order, which meant the authorities should have notified the Child Protective Service and removed the child from both of us.
Okay. Now, the judge issued a temporary restraining order at some point after this November incident. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Now, what I want you to do is to tell me when you were arrested for violating the temporary restraining order.
I was arrested, Your Honor, February the 23rd.
I'm asking you.
Oh, and my apologies. Oh, February the 9th. My apologies.
February the
2001.
9th.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Moore, I would like you to tell me first, when was the custody case started?
After the restraining orders were filed.
Give me the month.
It was December.
Who went to court to file for custody?
I did, Your Honor.
You did?
Yes.
And that was in December?
No. What happened in December, Your Honor, was we went to a hearing in regards to the 20-day restraining orders that we had previously received. I filed later on. In fact, I filed about a month and a half ago for full custody for my daughter.
Just a second. Was there at the time, prior to February 9th, an issue with regard to custody of the child?
Yes, Your Honor. DCYF was ordered to file dependency charges against me and the mother, and ordered us to be evaluated by a doctor.
Okay, is that matter still pending?
Yes, it is. There's one more visit to the doctor for me and my daughter.
All right. Now, Ms. Moore, on the 8th of February, Mr. Rivers had a visitation day scheduled with his daughter. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Was that pursuant to a court order?
Yes, it was.
And what was his visitation schedule?
His visitation schedule was supposed to be every other week for an hour.
What day of the week?
They don't set a date because every time they set a date for him to go, he says he can't go that day.
Well, just a minute, but he had a date to go, February 8th.
Yes, he did. They schedule it when he's available.
Fine. Do you work?
No, I don't.
Well, does he work?
No, he doesn't, not that I know of.
Do you work?
No, Your Honor. I'm facing 3 surgeries, and I'm under doctor's care at this time.
Just a second. So you don't work either?
No, I don't. I can't not work, Your Honor. I had a spinal injury.
How long a period of time had elapsed before February 8th that you did not see your daughter?
Oh, well, I'm not exactly sure, Your Honor. It could have been a week.
Okay.
Or it could have been several weeks because I was having a great deal of difficulty with the Child Protective Service scheduling.
You had visitation scheduled February 8th. Was the
Yes.
visitation supposed to take place in the defendant's house?
No, the visitation was supposed to take place at the Child Protective Agency.
So she was supposed to bring the child to the Child Protective Agency?
No, they had, I guess, a schedule.
How was the child supposed to get to Child Protective for visitation?
There's a worker from DCYF. She comes and she comes to pick up my daughter, and she takes my daughter to DCYF to see him.
And you left the house on the 8th?
Yeah, she called like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time to tell me about that. And I didn't write it down when she told me, and I forgot, and my daughter had I had an appointment to see my daughter's pediatrician about her WIC papers for her milk. So that's why.
Baloney. Baloney. If you have 2-3 weeks and you have nothing else to do because you don't work, and if he's supposed to have his hour of visitation, that's an important enough thing to put down, as important as going to get WIC.
I have court dates and doctor's appointments I have to go to. For
February 8th. So you weren't there.
No,
the worker came, didn't find you there, and according to your statement, what happened?
The next day,
yes,
she came out. She had called me like maybe 10:30 in the morning. She asked could she come see the baby. I said yes, she could. She came in. She seen the baby. We talked for a while. She was telling me what he says, that he wants his visits through a court order or whatever. She wanted to reschedule another visit. After she left, I received a phone call from John. He said, "I got you. I'm coming for you," and he hung up. And I immediately called the police after that, right after I hung up from him.
Did he come to your house?
No, he did not. I don't think so. He just called.
What do you mean you don't
hung
think
up.
so?
Well, I heard a voice outside the window that sounded like his, but I didn't look out the window. I was on the phone with the police at the time.
Why did you call her the next day?
I never called her, Your Honor. The only people I called was the worker to inform the worker that I needed the worker to look into my daughter. I did not know where my daughter was. I didn't know if my daughter was okay. I want the workers to go out and check on her.
So you're saying that you didn't call her?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
Well, your phone records would clearly show that. Did anybody look at your phone records?
I would imagine so, the police
You don't
and
know.
or my lawyer.
Mr. Rivers, it would be very easy for you to establish that you did not, in fact, place that phone call to her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that would be by bringing in your phone records, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have them?
Well, we don't.
The answer is
I don't
yes
have
or
any
no?
phone records because, Your Honor, where I place my calls are at Crystal's house, and she has an arrangement, I believe, with the phone company where they don't put down that information where you place your calls, just toll calls, I would imagine.
But Mr. Rivers, Mr. Rivers, it sounds to me as if that's something that you might do, pick up the phone and get angry with her because she didn't bring the child.
Your Honor, I will constantly talk to the workers. If I had a problem with April, it was being dealt with the courts. I had no reason to contact April.
It's very hard for me to make a decision with regard to that, sir, without some proof, and proof can be easily obtained with the phone company. You can, in fact, subpoena the records of the phone company, and they will tell you from your phone, from her phone, from anybody else's phone, whether a phone call was made to her house on the 8th of February.
Well,
Stop.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Rivers says the mother of his child, April Moore, had him falsely arrested for violating a restraining order. April says John threatened her.
Now, why was the case dismissed?
She decided to drop the charges, Your Honor, but...
Why is that?
I go in and out of court. I mean, every month for the quarter. I go in and out of court every other month. I mean, we go every month for the custody of my daughter. I go through so much stuff with him, and I just didn't feel, I mean, the lawyer that I had at the time, because I didn't have a lawyer, I had to go and stand in the line, and I talked to a prosecutor. He advised me that it was best for me to drop the charges because I couldn't prove that he called me.
Right.
So, since I couldn't prove
and you
it,
really
I dropped it.
And you really weren't afraid, right?
I was afraid at the time.
Why didn't, you know, I get frustrated when people forget about visitation. I get really frustrated about that.
He cancels his visitations all the time, and it's okay with the courts. But when I really did. I truly
It's not even bothersome to you. Somebody picks up your daughter and takes your daughter someplace else. You don't even have to look at them. Just have to make her available.
I do. She's available. She's available most of the time. That's one visit that he was there for, and that I couldn't.
How many visits did you, in fact, bring your daughter for?
At least 5 or so.
How many?
Your Honor, I've seen my daughter in the past 6 months 8 times. And according to the courts, if I would have been allowed to see my daughter for the entire 6 months that she was awarded a restraining order for, it would have amounted to 22 hours. And the 6 months expired on the 5th of this month. And I must add, Your Honor, after I was arrested for violating a restraining order, Mrs. Moore came up to my residential area.
What do you mean she came up to your area?
She came up to it's an area called Manton Heights.
What was she doing there? Did she come to your house?
I have no idea what her intentions were to be there, but if she was so fearful of me...
You didn't speak to her?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I was told that he was not living at... No, you did not see me. I was told that he was not living in Manton Heights anymore. I've been told that many a time. So if I was in the neighborhood, it had nothing to do with him.
I want to get to the counterclaim. Let me hear this nonsense. 1999, you bought a car.
Yes.
And you say it's your car. You say he drove the car and he took it in for repairs a year and a half ago, right?
Yes.
Pay attention. And the car's still there because you can't get the car out because the repairs are so much. Is that right?
That's right.
And you want him to pay for the repairs?
He said he was going to pay for the repairs.
You want him to pay for the repairs?
Yes, I do.
Is that when you were living together?
Yes, it was.
Next, let's go to the clothes and furniture.
Well, the clothes, I have some of the receipts.
Who bought the clothes?
My mother did. My mother bought the bassinet that he took from my daughter, some of the personal belongings that he did not give back to my daughter. She bought most of this. She spent like at least $185 and stuff. Plus there's stuff from the baby shower that I received that he did not return to me. And he took them, and when the same worker that comes to get my daughter to take to John for the visitations told me that he said that he's not going to give my daughter's items back because his the daughter that he has with Crystal, they they share things. They shared items, and he's not giving them back when my mother bought them.
Has the custody matter been resolved yet?
No, it has not.
Well, until the custody matter is resolved, then whoever is going to have the baby on a full-time basis should have that property. But right now, the baby has grown out of a bassinet. I'm sure a 10-month-old baby doesn't sleep in a bassinet.
Yeah, but at the time, that's when he had took it. He took clothes. The only thing they brought her back to me, they didn't bring her back to me with a bottle. They didn't bring her back to me with any milk. She didn't have a bib, anything.
Who was supporting your family when you were living together?
The state of Rhode Island, Your Honor.
How?
Through a program called FIP,
What's
Family
FIP?
Independent Program. It's like welfare, Your Honor. But, Your Honor...
Just a second. So, the property that was purchased for the baby, for the most part, was purchased with state money. Is that right?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
I've just answered my question. Is that right?
No, it's not. My sister gave my mother money, and she gave the money to my mother. I was so upset when I was pregnant because he promised me that he was going to buy the crib, he was going to buy everything for my daughter, and he bought only a couple of items of clothing, and that was it. She didn't have a crib or anything before I was 9 months pregnant. My mother decided to
Let me
take
ask
me
you
to
this
Kmart.
question, Miss Moore.
Yes.
What did you expect him to use for money to buy the baby a crib?
He kept promising me that either he could borrow the money from his brother or he had SSI pending. He was supposed to be approved for SSI.
But he didn't get his SSI, so what did you expect him to buy the crib with?
He said that he would get the crib. He was going to get her if he...
He didn't get it. And right now you have a whole bunch of clothes that even if he has it in his house, it doesn't fit the baby. You have clothes at the house that belong?
Your Honor, the clothes that I have...
Just answer my
yes,
question.
Your Honor.
The answer is yes.
Yes, Your Honor, that I paid for.
That you paid for?
Yes, and I have the receipts right here, Your Honor.
Okay.
She said I brought a couple of items, you know, but this totals out to a great deal more, Your Honor.
Where did you get the money from?
I borrowed the money, Your Honor.
From whom?
My brother.
Okay. Well, that's possible. You borrowed some money, she borrowed some money because the two of you together didn't have enough money to make a baby. So, what do you want me to do?
When she was able to wear those clothes, there was months for where she was able to wear those clothes.
She's not able to wear them anymore. Some he bought, some with borrowed money, some you bought with borrowed money. That's not why you're here. You certainly wouldn't have brought this countersuit if he hadn't sued you for his bail money back, right?
Well, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that
I'm asking you a question.
Sue him for that.
I'm asking you a question. You didn't. I mean, you got a car in storage now for a year and a half. You don't even know if it's still there.
It's still there when I went back to get the estimate for the car.
Yeah.
It's still there. He put it underneath his name, and he didn't put it underneath my name. They think that he was the owner of the car when he put the car.
Couldn't be in your name because you didn't have a driver's license, according to you. Is that right?
I had got the car registered, but I didn't have a.
You didn't have a driver's license, so you couldn't drive the car.
He didn't have one either.
Terrific. Then you shouldn't have owned the car.
He persuaded me to buy the car. He said that I need it for school, and he also had it a favor for his friend.
Listen to me. I have absolutely no intention of ordering him to pay for the repairs on a car that's been sitting for a year and a half that's your car. None. And as far as the clothes are concerned, I don't know what pajamas or other things that are hanging around, but none of these things that were of an appropriate size in November are an appropriate size now. He says some of the stuff he bought and some of the stuff you bought. What about the bassinet?
Your Honor.
Just answer my question. Who bought the bassinet?
I have no clue who bought the bassinet,
Where is
Your
it?
Honor. She has the bassinet, Your
No,
Honor.
I do not.
The DCYF worker, she came over to the house after she was awarded my child, or our child, my apologies. And I gave the DCYF worker everything from pajamas, bottles.
Just a second.
No, he did not.
Are you telling me that you do not have the bassinet?
Not at all, Your Honor.
Since when?
Since
because
I
that could be
gave
the only thing that you could use again.
Since
Maybe.
I had two bassinets at the house, one for both daughters. However,
no.
She has the bassinet, Your Honor. What she did with it, I have no idea.
I don't have any idea either. Listen, you two people can fight up a storm. You have a matter pending for custody. When is your next trial date?
It's been passed. I have to file a motion. I've been representing myself because I can't afford an attorney. Your Honor, if I may say...
You may say nothing. I don't want to hear anything else.
Okay.
What do you mean it's been passed? What does that mean?
It's been passed on the calendar because what happens is that we need the evaluation.
Gotcha. You have an initial evaluation from that case? I'm just curious.
No, we're waiting for Dr. to see me. Nothing's been provided to me.
Are you currently under supervision of Child Protective Services?
Yes, I am.
You have a caseworker?
Yes, I do. The same worker that takes my daughter back and forth.
And the worker comes to your house and visits?
Yes, she does.
Is this your only child?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Who do you live with?
My father.
Anybody else?
No, just my father.
Who do you live with?
I live with my roommate, Yana.
Who's your roommate? Why was there a sigh there, a hesitation, sir?
Why? Because I wasn't certain if I could use his name.
Uh-huh. Mr. Rivers, I believe that you called her very angry when you didn't get your visitation on February 8th. She may have overreacted when she called the police and said that you violated the order of protection by threatening her, but I believe that you actually called her, so you're not going to get your bail money back. I also believe that on your counterclaim, Ms. Moore, that this car business is old history. He's not paying for the repairs on your car. Forget it. What you want from him for the car is 3 times as much as you paid for the car to begin with. That you both paid
That's
for the car.
repairs.
I don't care what it is. It's 3 times as much as you paid for the car. You want almost $5,000 to repair a car that you paid $1,000 for. So don't be ridiculous. And as far as the clothes are concerned, they don't fit. Some he bought, some you bought. You both bought them with either borrowed money or state money. So you don't get your $5,000. You don't get it. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. In the matter of Killingsworth versus Chames. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Miss Killingsworth, it's your complaint that the defendant assaulted you after an incident that started in a parking lot.
Yes.
When did this happen?
It was on May 16th of 2001 at about 5:30 p.m.
What kind of parking lot was it?
It was a department store parking lot.
Tell me what happened.
My son's dad, Robert Cook, had asked me to come pick him up after I got out of work. It was him and a friend of his. I went to pick him up. As I circled the parking lot after picking them up, I started going by the department store, which is the front of the store. And I do have pictures of the front of the store to show you where they would have been coming out and the fact that there were no stop signs or
let me just take a look.
Pedestrian walks. As I was approaching, you know, I wasn't speeding or anything like that. I saw the defendant and this gentleman here with maybe a 3 or 4-year-old little boy coming out of the department store. As they were coming out, I was kind of driving past them, and I felt, in my judgment, that I had plenty of time to pass before, you know, they were actually into the street. So as I'm coming up, passing them, I could hear them start cussing at me, called me a white, and of course I was immediately offended by that. And as I was passing, I put on my brake and proceeded to flip them off. Wasn't sure totally if they saw me, but, you know, then I headed on out of the parking lot.
She probably just should have kept going without reacting.
Exactly, and I apologize for that sincerely because I realized I made a big mistake.
Okay.
I left the parking lot, and as I was leaving out onto the street, there's a gas station that, as you can see in the pictures, is located ahead of it. It's the mobile gas station. The gentleman that was with my son's father asked if we would stop at the payphone so that he could make sure that wherever I was taking him to, that they were home, and I said fine. From my car at that payphone, I looked across the parking lot, and I remember Rob and I commenting that, you know, they were like staring us down and looking at us from the parking lot. It kind of worried me at first, but I didn't think much of it. And we're, you know, still waiting for this gentleman to use the phone. And next thing I know, they come pulling up next to my car.
They had gotten into their car?
They had gotten into their car, yes. And there was a small child staring at us out the back window of the car.
Okay. And
both of them immediately got right out of the car, and they started towards my car. And I remember him saying, like, what? You know, like going, what? And I was scared. I didn't know what to do, and as she was approaching my vehicle, she had her fist ready, and I knew something. You know, my window was probably down like that far.
You were still sitting in your car?
I was still sitting in my car. I never ever got out of my car. They proceeded to start kicking on my car door, and I told them to get the F off my car. And as soon as I said that, she punched me right in my face, and my tooth went directly through my lip. Blood was all over my inside of my car, all over me, and I didn't know what to do. I was kind of disoriented, to be honest with you.
But you never got out of your car?
I never got out of my car.
Up until that point?
Up until that point, no.
Never got out of your car. So she punched you through your car window?
Through my window was probably down about that far.
Okay, I'll hear you.
Okay, as me, my boyfriend and my son was leaving Value City parking lot. As you see in her pictures, that it's a little walkway where you come out the store and you walk across the street. I was walking with my son. I had him walking in front of me. When she was coming down to leave out the driveway, she was speeding. As she's speeding through, she had to go around my son, avoid hitting him.
How old is your son?
My son is 9.
So she went around him.
Right.
Go ahead.
So as she did that, I said she is lucky she did not hit my son.
Is that what you said?
Yes, that's what I said.
Just a minute. You said, you're lucky you didn't hit my son.
Yep.
Okay.
She hit her brakes. She gave me the finger. I told her to pull over. So she went to the gas station.
Okay. And what did you do?
I went over to the gas station.
No, just a minute. You told her to pull over.
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
And she didn't pull over in the parking lot. That's clear. She didn't pull over in the parking lot. So you and your boyfriend and your son got into your car and you followed her to the gas station.
Yes.
Of course you did. And what happened when you got to the gas station?
When I got to the gas station, I approached her car.
Now, just a minute. You got out of your car.
Yep.
And what about your boyfriend? Did he get out of the car?
No, not when I did.
Okay, so you jumped out of the car first.
Yes.
And what did you say when you got over to her car?
Did she realize she almost hit my son?
You said that in a calm manner, just like you're saying it to me now.
I was upset, but I wasn't outraged. I was in control of myself.
Okay, so you were in control, and you walked over to her window and said, did you realize you almost hit my son?
Yes.
And she said?
She said, and she swung her arm, and when she swung her arm...
How did she swing her arm?
Her hand came up, like, towards me through the window.
Through the window?
Yes. And that's when I reacted, and I punched her through her window.
Wrong! Wrong! Let me just explain something to you. The window is partially open. You come up to her. She's not out of the car. And you say her hand came up. I mean, if her hand came up, you're in the car, so you're driving this way. So it would have to be her left hand would have come sort of this way out of the car window.
Her hand came out.
You're lucky you're not Pinocchio, because your nose would be growing that long. You were furious. You were furious. You were furious enough to get into your car and follow them to the gas station, to get out and confront her. Who was kicking her car? Which one of you two geniuses were kicking her car? You genius or her genius?
Nobody kicked her car.
Right. Nobody kicked her car and nobody assaulted her. Let me see whatever bills you have. Did you seek any medical treatment, pictures?
Actually, when the ambulance, they pulled up and assessed me, they said that most of the damage was on the inside of my mouth and that it would cause more of a scar if I did go to the hospital. I also did not have medical insurance, but I do have where I went to a plastic surgeon because it will cost me to replace the scar on my face. And I also
Could you
have
step up? I want to see the scar that you're talking about. Did you take any photographs, by the way?
Yes, I did.
I'd like to see them. Don't have it fixed. Step back.
you.
Don't have it fixed. More aggravation to have it fixed. Looks just fine.
Thank you.
You get older, it's just another one of those lines that's going to creep around your face. You just sort of have a preview of what the other side's going to look like.
Right.
I know you don't understand that because you have a mustache.
I thought it was because black don't crack.
No. You're not going to escape. Nobody escapes, kiddo.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amy Killingsworth says, during an argument in a parking lot, she was struck in the mouth by Talisha Chains. Talisha says Amy swung first.
Now, was she arrested?
Actually, no. I wrote down her license plate number. May I also say that the gentleman did also hit me from within my car. He hit me 3 times in the back of my head.
That's not true.
I have not seen him since, and I'm kind of emotional about it, but yes, he did. He's the one that kicked on my car door. Actually, both of them were. She was more towards this side of my car. He was right at the side.
Out of control.
And
they
he
were
spit
out
in
of
my
control.
face.
Now, let me tell you this, Mr. Killingsworth. When you're in a parking lot, you're supposed to go very slowly, and if you see somebody, especially if you see people with children, whether there's a stop sign or not,
I agree.
They got the right of way.
Yeah.
No question about that. They got the right of way. That does not excuse the violence that came as a result of that, especially violence in front of your child. What you do is you explain to your child that that woman there did not do the right thing. You're driving a car, you don't try to get around people who are crossing. Would you stop smirking? It's really irritating to me.
She's talking to me.
Excuse me? You're lucky you weren't arrested. I don't know why you weren't arrested. I would have arrested you.
All I got was the license plate, and we didn't know who they were.
How did you finally find out who they were?
She ended up working at a call center that I used to work at. My sister had went up there to visit some friends and saw the car in the parking lot, remembered the license plate number I had given to her, and I know all the managers up there, and I was given her name. And
You mean after they assaulted you, they just took off?
They took off. Because Robert got on the phone to call 911, and as soon as they saw that he was on the phone, they took off.
Just stop a second.
He was already on.
Byrd, would you get him out of here? I can't stand to look at him with that smirk.
Sure thing. Come on, man.
Aside from the fact he thinks he's going to a basketball game, that outfit, instead of court.
Don't act like that's real.
Your lawsuit seeks $3,000 in damages.
Yes, ma'am.
You got it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000.
Thank you so much.
Excuse, you may step out.
She started it all. Now she's trying to act like she's the victim.
The victim, her lip cut up for that.
I would have never tried to hit any child, and that was not how it went.
She's looking all innocent with her crying and things, but what really happened is what really happened.
Keep to yourself.
Cry, show a little emotion.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hunt versus Villa. Step forward, please.
34-year-old homemaker Audra Hunt is suing the mother of her boyfriend's ex, 38-year-old housing specialist Barney Villa, for the title on a car. Barney is countersuing for the balance on the vehicle.
Miss Hunt, the defendant is your child's paternal grandmother?
Not my child, my boyfriend's child.
Your boyfriend's child's
Yes, ma'am.
grandmother?
Yes, ma'am.
And about a year or so ago, you purchased a used car from her?
Yes, ma'am.
According to you, you purchased it for $1,000. You took possession of the car, you gave her $1,000. Didn't get the title for the car.
No, ma'am.
And now she refuses to give you the title to the car. You want the title. Defendant says you didn't finish paying for the car, and she has a counterclaim. What year car did you purchase from her, and when?
I purchased a 1990 Mazda 323 in February 15th of 2001.
And you gave her $1,000?
Yes, ma'am.
There's no dispute as to that, is that correct?
She gave me $1,000, that's correct.
Now, you didn't get the title at that time. Can you explain why?
Well, I asked Miss Villa if I could keep the title in her name because I've had really, really bad luck with cars. Every time I get a car put in my name, it breaks down. Something major happens to it. So I asked her, she said that was fine, wasn't a problem at all. So
who insured the car?
There was no insurance on it. We thought there was insurance on it. Mrs. Villa had gave us a insurance paper that she said she had got off of the internet with our names on it.
How old are you?
I am 34.
You buy a car, you get insurance. What do you mean there's no insurance on it? You bought a car. You have to have insurance on the car. You expected her to keep the insurance on the car, Miss Hunt?
No, ma'am. I tried to get insurance on it. They wouldn't give me insurance on it because it was not registered in my name.
So, if you tried to get insurance, and I assume that you tried to get insurance before you drove the car.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Yeah. And they told you can't get insurance because you don't have any insurable interest in the car. It's not in your name.
Yes, ma'am.
So then, despite your superstition with regard to having a car in your name and it'll break down, then you call Miss Villa and you say, well, I'm going to need the title and keep my fingers crossed that the car doesn't break down. But you didn't do that for a whole year.
No, ma'am.
Well, why not? What did you do with the car for a whole year?
I've had the car in my possession for a whole year.
And driving it without insurance?
No, I wasn't driving the car. I don't have a driver's license. My boyfriend was. But he was under the impression that we had insurance with the paper that she gave us until we called and they told us we had no insurance.
All right, Miss Villa, let me see if I can get a cogent story from you. We're not talking to some 17-year-old here. Go ahead, let me hear what you have to say.
Well, actually, Your Honor, the car was sold for $1,500. Actually, I gave her option.
No, that's not true. So I don't want you to tell me. It wasn't sold for $1,500.
Well, okay. That was the asking price. Excuse me. Actually, I gave her option to go pay, which at the time I thought it was $389, you know, for the title, because the car wasn't paid off.
So there was still some money owed on the car. When you sold it to her for $1,000, there was still money owed on the car.
Right.
How much money was owed on the car?
At the time, I thought it was $386, but I learned that it's only $365.
Okay. And what did you tell her with regard to this $365?
I told her that I still owe $380, which at the time I thought it was $380. You could either go pay that or give me $500, which she said that she would pay the $380.
Okay. Now, tell me about the title. How come you kept the title?
Because the car's not paid for. Why would I give the title away for something that I didn't receive the full amount for?
So you wanted to be cleared?
Yes.
Of this money. That sounds logical. Sounds more logical than the superstition baloney. Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, I do have contracts and everything stating that I had insurance on the vehicle.
You paid for insurance all year?
No. I'm talking about when I had the car.
Well, you had the car, but when you gave the car to them, you dropped the insurance?
Yes.
Well, that was really foolish.
Why?
Why? Because the car is still in your name, that if she had an accident or her boyfriend had an accident,
it will fall back on me.
They falls on you. Then they really just driving the car that's in your name. You're very lucky that they didn't have an accident. Did you pay this $365?
No.
So nobody paid it?
No, it's still outstanding.
Since when?
Can I give you this slip?
Sure. So are you telling me that if they get $365, they will clear the title?
Yes.
And then you will give the title to her?
Yes.
Oh, what an easy case.
Yes.
Okay. You have the title?
It's not
with
paid
you?
for.
No, do you have the, well, you have the title that says lien holder on it. The lien holder is auto sales.
Oh, you're talking about as far as the registration form.
I'm talking about the title to the car.
I just got this in the mail for... You're losing me, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Okay. Byrd, my problem is if you don't understand it, then I'm not making myself clear to these people. Now, she has a counterclaim for $365 because she said that's what she really sold her the car for. $1,000 to her. There was a little money left due and owing on the car. $365 she wants paid off directly to auto sales. Once the car title is cleared, she will sign it over to the plaintiff. So what you need is an order from me on your counterclaim for $365.
Okay.
You will then receive a title and turn the title over to her.
That's correct.
You understand?
I was under the understanding that the car was paid for, that she had paid for the car. All she wanted was $1,000. I gave her the $1,000. I had $1,750 the day I gave her the $1,000. If the agreement would have been for $1,500, I would have gave her the $1,500 without a problem. This was a family situation, you know, and I didn't think it was going to end up coming to court. I thought that since, you know, we were family, that she would just hand over the title and everything would be taken care of.
Madam, my only problem with you is that I don't believe this story that you gave me with regard to your superstitions about having a car in your name and leaving the title with her so that it would ward off the evil spirits which would not attack your car if it was in your name. I don't believe that story from a 34-year-old person. This doesn't tell you that she sent stuff and that your deal was concluded. The money is still owed to auto.
If I knew the money was owed, I would have taken care of the payment on the $300, whatever it is owed, the day I gave her the $1,000.
Well,
without a
shoulda, woulda,
problem.
coulda. I'm telling you, I don't buy the story about the evil spirits attacking a car that's in your name, madam. So right now, what you're going to do is you're going to take care of the final payments, and hopefully you will get the car title in your name. I certainly suggest that you not drive that car while it's not in your name, because if you do, you're responsible.
I know.
Oh, well, now you know. Good.
I knew
so the
then,
court will
that's-
prepare the order. $365 on the counterclaim. Title will be turned over and signed over to the plaintiff as soon as the $365 is paid. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Okay. This case has to do with who ultimately is going to be the owner of and the caretaker of this little dog. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I would like the dog outside. Miss Knight, the defendant is, or was, your son's girlfriend. Is that right?
She still is, Your Honor.
Okay. According to your complaint, some time ago, she asked you if you would be interested in taking her dog.
That's correct.
You said yes, you took the dog, and many months later, she came and took the dog back.
That's correct.
And you want the dog or some sort of compensation for the dog?
I want the dog.
Ms. Nelson says that this was never a gift to you, but merely a loaner dog, and the dog is rightfully hers. She has the papers for the dog. She merely asked you to watch the dog for a while, and she is counterclaiming because she alleges that you assaulted her when you attempted to get the dog back. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. When and under what circumstances did you take custody of this dog?
Last May, at my son's birthday breakfast, Gina asked me if I would be willing to give her dog a home, that it was outside all the time. It wasn't getting the attention it needed.
Why was it outside all the time?
As I understand it, because she wasn't completely housebroken and they didn't like the accidents in the home.
Okay.
I said, sure, I would take her. I'm a big dog lover. Approximately 2 to 3 days later, my son brought the dog over.
How old was the dog at that time?
As I understand, almost 3. Over the months, of course, I fell in love with her. She's a darling little dog. Over the months, I allowed Gina and the children, she has 2 daughters, to come visit the dog whenever they wanted. My daughter took the dog to Gina's for a birthday party for the dog. And then February 17th, Krista, the older daughter, called asking if they could have, I call her Sissy, for a visit. I said, call me tomorrow because I'm a night worker. I was leaving for work. The next morning at 7:30, Gina called me. I said, sure, come on over. She came over. The dog was on antibiotics at that time for just having a dental exam and ointment for her ears. I gave Gina the medication and some dog food. She asked me what time I wanted her back. I said, just keep her for the night because I will go to sleep. By the time I wake up, it will be way too late. I said, please leave me your phone number. I'll call you tomorrow when I get up and around. The next day, I tried calling, and I started calling early afternoon. I wasn't getting an answer. I didn't really think too much of it. By around 5 o'clock, I still wasn't getting a machine or an answer. I called my son, who was just about ready to leave work. I said, Jason, can you go get the dog? Gina's not answering the phone. He had said they'd had a little spat and hadn't spoken for a few days. He would go get the dog. An hour or two later, he came to my front door and said, Mom, she doesn't want to give the dog back. And I said, let's go. I want to go get my dog back. So he took me down to, she had just moved into another residence. I didn't know where she lived. He took me down there. I knocked on the door. I could see she was looking through the peephole. And I said, Gina, give me back my dog. She opened the door and she said, it's my dog. I have the papers to prove it. And I'm calling the police and you're going to jail. And she pushed me out the door by my face. I grabbed her by the shirt. I saw the little girl run past, and I said, this is ridiculous. And I went out and waited for the police. I was upset. I was crying. I'm devastated over this.
Okay. Let's go back to May of last year. Tell me the conversation that you allege you had with Miss Knight with regard to taking possession of the dog.
Okay, we were moving somewhere which did not allow pets and didn't have a backyard, so I asked her if she'd be willing to take care of my dog since she had 2 little chihuahuas of her own. And she said sure she would, and I wanted to go visit, I wanted somewhere where I can still go visit her and take my children. Where had you lived before that? It was a 3-bedroom duplex with a backyard.
So why were you moving?
The rent was going up from $650 to $950, and I'm a single mother with 2 children, and I couldn't afford it.
How long was the lease?
The lease was month to month.
Go ahead.
It was understood at the time.
Don't tell me what was understood. I want to know what you said to her, what you claim you said to her, and what she said to you.
Okay, I did let her know that it was just until I moved somewhere else in the future with a backyard and I did want my dog back. And she agreed.
Did you say when that might be?
No, I did not.
So what you're telling me is that you were planning on letting this dog live with her for a year or maybe more. Since
I
you didn't
plan on-
know where you were going to be moving, and then you wanted the dog back.
Correct.
Didn't you have any concern that the dog might become attached to her and her family?
Yes, I did, but we didn't have a verbal agreement in the beginning that I could get my animal back.
That's what you claim. That's not what she says.
Right, correct.
That's what you claim. And I'm asking you the question, if you love this dog, weren't you at all concerned that if you left the dog there for 6 months or a year, that the dog would become attached to her, would have to have the separation from you and your family, and then become attached to her, and then you were going to take the dog back? Didn't you take that into consideration?
Yes, but we would go visit her. We would call her a few times a week to go see if we can see the dog. There was times where she wouldn't allow us to go visit the dog. So we saw the dog at least 2 or 3 times a month, as long as she would persist that we could.
Well, 2 or 3 times a month isn't
owning
visiting.
a dog.
Isn't owning a dog and taking care of a dog 30 days a month, 24/7.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Started calling me profanities, telling me she wanted the dog back. She started pushing, trying to break in my house, assaulting me. She choked me. She tried to rip my shirt off. I had a bruise on my arm, bruise on my leg. My daughter was hysterical. Finally, I got the door shut, and then I went and talked to the officer on the phone.
Jean Kite says her son's girlfriend, Gina Nelson, gave her a Chihuahua and then stole it back.
She took the dog in May, and tell me about February 17th.
We called to see if we can get visitations with the dog.
Yes?
I spoke with her son, Jason, about getting my dog back because I just moved somewhere with a yard, and that does allow
You
animals.
said initially you called about getting visitation.
Right.
And who did you speak to?
I spoke to Jeannie.
And what did you tell her?
Told her that we were going to come over and get the dog for visitations.
Okay.
So we went over, we picked up the dog. She did give me medication and all that, and then we brought her back home.
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation with her son. I told him that that I wanted the dog back.
So that's after you had the dog in your possession.
Actually, that was before, and he said he wouldn't suggest
Well, you can't
it.
tell me that what you had, conversation that you had with someone who's not here. I want to know what the conversation was that you had with her. And the conversation you had with her was that you were coming to pick up the dog for a visit.
Right.
So now you have the dog in your possession. What happened?
February 19th, we took her with us all during the day, and we were not home. And she came to my door, and she knocked on my door. I looked out the people. I opened the door. She proceeded.
Had you gotten a message on your machine that she was calling you?
No, we just moved in, so my answer machine wasn't hooked up yet.
So nobody called you? Neither she nor her son called you and said...
Correct.
She wants the dog?
Nobody called me.
Okay,
She showed up.
but you were in fact home when she got there?
Yes, I was.
Go ahead.
So I was home, and she came up to the door, and she started yelling profanities at me and telling me that she wanted her dog back and that I was a fat B-word. And
had you already spoken to your boyfriend and told him that you weren't giving the dog back?
Yes, I did.
Of course you did, because that's why she came over.
Correct.
Now, what time did you speak to him?
6:15 p.m.
So you were home at that time?
Yes, I was.
What time had you arrived home?
5:45, 6 o'clock.
How did he get you? On the telephone? Or did he go over?
He came to the door.
So he just happened to come over just a couple of seconds after you came home?
Yes, he got off work at 6 o'clock.
So why didn't you at that point, when you knew that the plaintiff was trying to reach you, pick up the phone and call her and have a discussion with her on the phone?
Because I was shaken up from her son coming over and yelling. And I told him that I did discuss it with him before, that I was going to get the dog back, and he was telling me not to because she would get violent and out of control.
Go ahead.
And so we had a verbal agreement beforehand that I would get my dog back.
Don't tell me what your verbal agreement was. I have to make a determination if you had a verbal agreement at all.
Right.
That's my job. That's what this case is all about, whether or not there was an agreement. So far, I'm not convinced.
She knocked on the door. I looked out the people, saw it was her and her son. I opened the door. She started calling me profanities, telling me she wanted the dog back. She started pushing, trying to break in my house, assaulting me. She choked me. She tried to rip my shirt off. And I was pushing her with my hip, trying to get her out the door. I had my arm on the door and my leg. I had a bruise on my arm, a bruise on my leg from her trying to break into my house. My daughter was hysterical. Both my children were hysterical. She called 911, and I do have the 911 tape with me as evidence. And finally, I got the door shut, and then I went and talked to the officer on the phone, the dispatcher.
Mm-hmm.
And then the officer came out, and he said that it was my dog. And
no, he didn't say it was your dog. He said you had the papers.
Well, I do have all the papers and the license and everything. And
what is your name?
Krista.
Krista. Come up here, Krista. I want to ask you some questions. Krista, I want you to think back. Do you remember the day that the dog came back to your house?
Yes.
Did you stay home that day when the dog was in your house?
Yeah, we stayed home, had fun with her.
Now, I want you to think back to the next day. Do you remember what time you got up in the morning?
Around 8.
And what did you do?
We got dressed and we left. And
Where did you go?
Went to other stores.
What store?
Like Pack and Save.
So that a food store?
Yes.
So you left the dog home?
No, we brought her with us.
The dog can't go in the food store.
I know, we found that out.
So you left?
Right.
And then where did you go?
We went home and dropped her off.
So you dropped the dog home, and then where did you go?
We left. And we went and we visited a friend.
Well, just a minute. If you dropped the dog off at home, didn't you go back to Pack and Save?
Yeah, but she had to go. My mom had to go to her friend's house real quick.
How long did you stay at your mom's friend's house?
Maybe 15 minutes, and then we left.
And then where did you go from there?
Pack and Save.
And did you buy a whole lot of stuff?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yes.
Groceries?
Yeah.
And then I assume you went home to drop the groceries off.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Right.
Where did you have lunch?
At home.
And after you had lunch, what did you do?
We went someplace else, but I can't recall where that place was.
Well, was it a store or friends?
It's probably another store.
Mm-hmm. Probably, but you don't remember.
Right.
Did you buy anything?
No.
Where was the dog at that time?
She came with us. Some stores allow Precious.
Well, I know that some stores do allow them. What I'm asking you is, you took the dog with you at that time to go to a store, but you don't remember the name of the store.
Right.
And then where did you go?
We stayed out probably for a while, and then we came home around 5 maybe and had dinner.
You have a telephone in your house?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
You have caller ID on your phone? Do you have caller ID on your telephone?
Yes.
You do? That's all. Sit down.
I have some records in the vet care that I gave for this dog during the months I had her. You'd like to look at them?
Yeah, I'll take a look at them. Okay, where did you purchase this dog, Miss Nelson?
From the newspaper.
Was this the first dog that you had had?
Yes, it is.
And you were very attached to the dog?
Yes, I am.
And your children were very attached to the dog?
Yes.
Then can you explain to me why you chose to move into a month-to-month tenancy arrangement where you couldn't have the dog?
Because the rent, like I said, the rent was going to $950. I couldn't afford it. And I was in the process of getting Section 8, and I moved into those apartment complexes that would allow me to get on Section 8.
Did you ultimately get into Section 8 housing?
Yes, I am on Section 8, yes.
Now,
Yes, I am.
why didn't you, Miss Nelson, if you claimed that you had an agreement with the plaintiff, call her and tell her on the 17th of February or the 18th of February, I'm now in an apartment so I can have the dog back. You've been great taking care of her, but I'd like to come and get her.
I didn't want to get in an altercation because I knew she wouldn't give the dog back.
That's not evidence, Miss Nelson. So you really took the dog under false pretenses.
Yes.
So you can understand why she was angry when she came to your house. I have a problem with the way that you went about getting this dog back. Because if what you say is true, then what the plaintiff did was a real wonderful service for you. For May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, 8.5 or 9 months. She took care of your dog. You gave her no money. She took the dog to the vet. She fed the dog. She took care of the dog. And what you're saying is she did that out of the goodness of her heart because she cared for you and she was there to help you. And you deceived her. That's if I believe you. By coming, saying, we're just coming for a visit, going to pick up the dog, great. And then you said, now you're not getting back. You never paid for anything for this dog. Did you ever pay for board?
No, I did not. But
Did you ever pay for the vet?
Neither did she. No.
I didn't ask you that. Did you ever pay for the vet?
No, I did not.
You ever paid for the dog's food?
No, I did not.
For 9 months?
No, I did not.
New leash, toys, anything else, or board. So if I were to believe you, she was really doing you a tremendous service. And you repaid her service by not being honest. And again, I have a concern that you had no idea how long it was going to take for you to get an apartment where you could have this dog. Could have taken a month, 2 months, 3 months. As it happens, it took almost 9 months. That time, the dog is now in another environment with 2 other dogs that it's sort of bonded with. You have 2 chihuahuas. That's what you said?
Yes.
Has 2 chihuahuas, has a good time, has a good life, plays with other dogs.
Actually, when I got her back, if you look at the dog, she has sores on her side and she has sores in her ears, and they're just now getting better from being beaten up by the other dogs.
That's what dogs do when they play. Chihuahuas, I mean, she doesn't have Great Danes.
Right.
In any event, I am not satisfied, Miss Nelson, that you had an arrangement with the plaintiff that she was just going to be babysitting for your dog. And if you make an arrangement for somebody to board your dog for a period of 9 months, you make an arrangement for that person to be compensated for that. And in addition, I think that you knew that this wasn't a merely boarding arrangement, because that's the reason why you went and got the dog back under circumstances that were dishonest. So, Miss Knight, you're getting your dog back. And I'm addressing your counterclaim, and based upon what I've determined during the course of this lawsuit and this pushing and shoving that took place at the door when she tried to get the dog back, I'm perfectly satisfied with your daughter's testimony that you have caller ID on your phone, that you were home a good deal of the time during the day when the plaintiff was trying to call you, that you chose not to answer the phone, that you chose not to answer the phone when your boyfriend called you, that you couldn't avoid it when he came to your house. I believe your daughter has been what you tried to coach her sufficiently, but she could not withstand some questions that went, I believe, to the heart of the matter, which was you avoided the plaintiff all during the day in hoping that the situation would go away, so you provoked a situation where she had to come to your house. So your counterclaim is dismissed and the dog is awarded to the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you, Judge Judy.
Parties are excused. You may do in 560. One is Irwin versus Cuddy, large, and the other one is a cross complaint, Cuddy versus Irwin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. and Mrs. Irwin, I'm going to address your claim first, and then I will address the claim by one of the defendants, Mr. Cuddy. According to your complaint, you hired these 2 young men to do some work in your house while you were gone on some sort of vacation or business trip. And they were given a whole list of things to do. They had access to your home. And it is your claim that they threw a major party while they were there, and that as a result of that, your home was invaded, a large group of people, that some things were destroyed or damaged, and a substantial amount of money stolen. And you're suing both of these young men for $5,000.
Correct.
The defendant said it was no big deal party, just a few friends, nobody went into the house. And Mr. Cuddy has a cross complaint, which I will get to in a moment. Who's Mr. Cuddy?
Would be me here.
That's you. All right, how did you know these 2 young men?
Rick Large had worked for us, done some work for our business for about a year.
What kind of business?
A computer business. And Mr. Cuddy, my husband had known him for probably about 12 years, and I'd known him about 6 years. And he was also a neighbor of ours.
And you gave both these young men access to your home?
Actually, Rick Large was the one that was hired to come in and feed the dogs, check emails, pick up mail, pick up the newspaper, and do a few chores around the house. And we paid him $300 for the week to do that.
You only paid Mr. Large?
Correct.
Okay, were they supposed to stay in the house?
No.
Okay, and what did you find when you came home?
When we first they came to pick us up at the airport, and they were supposed to come in our truck, but they came in Mr. Cuddy's mother's truck because they said they couldn't find the keys to the vehicle, which also has our home key on it and speed pass. When we got home, we gave them T-shirts we'd bought for them, and they left, and we were home for a few minutes, and our doorbell rang. And our neighbor came over and was very upset and said that while we were gone...
Tell me what your neighbor said.
Oh, okay. Well, we started looking around and noticed things that were moved, found a disc jockey card on my table in my family room, found broken beer bottle and beer still on the floor in the family room.
A broken beer bottle?
Mm-hmm. We went to open our garbage compactor, and it was jammed. When we finally were able to pry it open, there was the remains of grapefruit rinds, a big vodka bottle that had been jammed in there. When we went upstairs that night to go to bed, we could tell that our guest room and our room both had been remade. The bedding had been remade. And my husband went over to his side of the bed and saw on the floor a grungy-looking T-shirt wrapped around a rag that was left there. At that point, we did call the guys to come back after we found out about the party and confronted them that night. Their response was, it's no big deal. We had a few friends over. What's the problem? The next day, we found the money was missing. We found...
What money?
In the drawer in my desk upstairs. We keep money in a bank bag. But as we started going through the house, like I said, we started finding more and more things that had been destroyed. On the nightstand in our bedroom, there's a watermark, which I do have a picture of that.
Tell me about this party, gentlemen. Hello.
Well, Your Honor...
I want you to look at me,
no,
and I want you to make sure of one thing.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
I want you to tell me about the party. Everything about the party.
Okay.
I want you to just realize it. The truth will set you free. Don't try to scam me with you had a couple of friends over for a little barbecue in the backyard. I want to know how many people were there, inside or outside. How many invited, how many uninvited? How many just showed up?
How many people showed up? Approximately on Friday night, we had about 40 people show up.
Okay, so you had about 40. And how many people had you in... Big I read your papers, so, but you know, I've had teenagers, so I know.
I understand.
Okay, good. So you had about 40.
Your Honor?
Could there have been 50?
It's a possibility, yes, but it's not
So
likely.
there could have been 50. How many did you invite?
I personally didn't invite anybody to the party.
Who did?
That would have been Rick.
How many did you invite to the party?
3 or 4 people.
Shh. So you invited 3 or 4 and 40 or 50 or so showed up. Did you call the police?
No.
Why not?
Because everybody was having a good time. We were very responsible, kept the house locked at all times. Everybody was strictly in the backyard only.
Well,
and
people...
I didn't want to ruin a good time.
Well,
Judge,
Mr.
police were called.
Just a second. Mr. Large, you know that your conduct was unacceptable. You had a party, you had alcohol at the party? Speak.
Yes.
Who purchased the alcohol?
I purchased some of the alcohol.
All right. How much beer did you purchase, sir?
I didn't purchase beer. I purchased a bottle of gin.
Yes.
And that was it.
You mean that 40 or 50 people survived for an evening of revelry on 1 bottle of gin?
No, actually, people brought their own alcohol.
Really? So they were smart enough to come and bring their own stuff. Now, so you want to tell me how many hours this party lasted?
I don't know, about 8.
All right. So are you telling me, sir, that in an 8-hour party where everybody was drinking, nobody had to use a bathroom?
No, actually, they did, and I instructed them they weren't to go in the house.
So where did they use the bathroom? Where did they go potty?
I told them that they needed to go to a McDonald's down the street or somewhere down the street.
Sure.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana and Stephen Irwin claim former friends T.J. Cuddy and Rick Large were hired to look after their home. The Irwins say the boys threw a wild party and trashed their house.
So who slept in the beds?
Nobody slept in. I slept in a guest room on the guest room bed.
Was that part of your agreement?
Well,
that you were supposed to stay in the house?
They let me. I actually live with the Irwins. They told me they treated me like a son. They had welcomed me everywhere. You know, they said, "You're welcome."
Was it your arrangement on this weekend that you were to stay in the house?
No.
Miss Irwin.
Yes.
Let me make myself clear. We are not going to entertain your missed money.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because it doesn't sound logical to me that somebody goes away and leaves 2 young men with access to their home and leaves what you claim was $8,000 in cash in your top desk drawer. Doesn't sound kosher to me. So I'm going to entertain your claim of whatever damage was done in your house, because I believe that both of these young men are absolutely responsible for that. Because if they invited 3 or 4 people and 50 people showed up, the first thing that you do if you are responsible is you get on the phone, you call the police, and you say there are people trespassing on this property and I want them removed. They chose not to do that because, according to Mr. Lodge, they were all having a good time in this party that lasted 8 hours. To me, a party lasts 4 hours and then your company goes home and that's it. So, tell me exactly what was damaged, how much it's going to cost to fix it, because that they are responsible for.
Well, we did also, I did want to say that the police were called 2 nights.
It was a long party. It was a long party.
Well, and the
you
one...
know that you don't leave teenage boys in your house, 19, 20, 21 years old, in your house and say, the house is now empty. Because you know what happens? The word gets out into the street. Party! And everybody comes.
They did note that they had planned the party well before we were out of town even.
Right. And how did they do that? Did they do that by
Right.
hiring, according to what I read in your complaint, a disc jockey?
Yes.
Was that disc jockey hired 3 weeks in advance?
No, ma'am.
When?
We called the disc jockey 2 hours before a party.
2 hours before the 3 or 4 people that you had invited arrived?
He was one of those.
Huh?
He was the person.
2 hours
one of
before the 3 or 4 people that you were having over for an intimate barbecue in the backyard arrived, you called a disc jockey.
Well, Your Honor, the disc jockey was a personal friend of Rick's, and when he called his friend, the DJ, he was at another party, and instead of keeping that party there, he decided to bring it with him. That's how all those people ended up at the Irwin's house.
They get put off the premises by the police.
Yeah. We understand that what we did was wrong. That
Perfect.
night,
So then let's get to it. How much damage was caused?
Well, we had to have the house rekeyed because we found that the...
You're absolutely right. Rekeyed. How much? Let me just get out my little calculator.
75.
75.75.
The
What else?
car had to be rekeyed, 96.54. No, on the table, I don't know how, or the nightstand, I don't know. I haven't gotten a quote on how much it will cost to fix the ring that's on there.
You have a picture of it for me to look at?
Yes, I do.
That's not a major deal. Do you have children?
Yes.
How old are your children?
25 and 27.
Ever left your children alone over the weekend and had a group of people over there that you didn't invite?
Yes, but they're much more responsible than that.
But it's happened. I know, I have kids.
But I think
I've had large parties, unanticipated parties at my house.
But I think the difference is it's my children and it's their home. And
that's why you trust your children. You don't trust strangers. You don't give strangers, teenagers, and those just above teen. How old are you?
I'm 24, but they always told me they treated me like a son.
Don't give me baloney.
Okay.
If they treated you like a son and you treated them like a parent, you would have been more careful with their property. Now let's get to Mr. Cuddy. Mr. Cuddy, according to your complaint, Mr. and Mrs. Irwin were very nice to you. You wanted a motorcycle.
yes.
And Mr. Irwin agreed to advance you some money for the motorcycle.
Yes, he agreed to be the lien holder on the title.
Right. According to what I read, it was $5,000. Is that right?
For $4,800 in these.
So almost $5,000. You put in $1,000 and he paid $4,000. Is that right?
That's correct.
And then he repossessed the motorcycle.
That's correct.
And you want the money that you put down on the
That's
motorcycle. That's your claim. Where is the motorcycle now?
It is in storage.
And the title is in your name?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, then you have to return to him $1,009.46.
But, Your Honor,
Yes.
I'm stuck with the bike, and I have a consignment agreement from the dealer that shows that clearly that the value of the bike now, I'm going to take a loss.
Listen to me. If there's bad business on your part, but I can
I
understand Mr. Cuddy. He put in $1,009.46. He had an agreement with you. It was a verbal agreement that you were going to be the lien holder on the bike and he was going to pay for it. You cannot keep that bike and not give him back his $1,000. You can't do it. So on your counterclaim, Mr. Cuddy, I am awarding you the $1,009.46. On your claim, Mr. and Mrs. Irwin, for these boys doing damage to your home, you are entitled to $197.29 with the admonition to you, keep strangers out of your house and don't give them access to your house because it's always trouble. And with the admonition to you, Mr. Lodge, that if you say to me that these people treated you like you were a child of theirs, one of theirs, and was very good to you, you certainly didn't respect them nor their property in a way that I would like one of my children to behave. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Their house looked better when we left than when we got there.
The reality was it was 2 nights of parties and a barbecue.
He said that the next time Diana went out of town, he wanted us to throw a party again and invite him.
It's closure. That's what we purpose of coming.
He's a shady guy. I mean, he's really a slime ball.
Hopefully we can all move on with our lives and just go forward.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Clem versus Randolph. Step forward, please.
31-year-old home siding installer Mike Clem is suing his fiance's brother, 17-year-old James Randolph, for kicking his car in a fit of rage. James says he became upset when Mike refused to give him a ride to work.
Mr. Clem, the defendant is your soon-to-be brother-in-law,
Yes, Your Honor.
and he damaged your car
Yes, ma'am.
in a fit of anger,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you want him to pay for it.
Yes.
You acknowledge, sir, that you damaged this car, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, tell me why you did that, and when you did that, and why you shouldn't be responsible for paying for it.
Well, at the time I was extremely angry.
What were you angry at?
We got in a little fight because I was supposed to go to work that day. He said he would, and then
He would what?
He would take me to work.
At what time was this?
It was maybe around 11:30ish.
So at 11:30 you asked him, and he said he could, and then what happened?
It was around 1 o'clock or so. He said he started walking out the door, and I asked him again. Then he said he wasn't going to take me anywhere.
Did he say why?
He said he was going the opposite way.
So what did you do?
I got mad and I went back in the house.
Tell me about his car.
Well, after I went in the house, he came inside and he started yelling at me. My mother.
What was he yelling?
He was just saying, "You jerk," and things like that.
Why, had you said anything nasty to him?
At the time, I didn't know.
Go ahead.
So then he kept on, saying the same things. My mom tried to get him, to sit down and everything and just calm down. He pushed my mother out of the way, and then I got extremely mad. And then we both ended up actually getting in a fist fight.
We haven't gotten to the car yet.
Well, after that, after he left, I was very angry. I had to do something. He pushed Mom out of the way. So I went up to the car, and
Which car?
This car is up on blocks.
And what'd you do?
No, I just kicked it because I was so mad.
I would like you to tell me your version of what happened. At 11:30 he asked you to take him to work?
No, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
It was about 11 o'clock that morning. Him and his sister, my fiance Stacy, went into town and to the store and some other odd and ends. At that point, he told her, I got to be at work at 12 noon. And to the best of my knowledge, she never agreed to take him. So when she got back with my truck, I had to go to work that day, which was on a Sunday, but I had to be at work. So he asked me, he said, can you take me to work? He said, you got to take me. I said, Keith, I said, no, I don't. I said, it's out of my way, and I said, I got to go to work. Well, he went back in the house. He slammed my door. Then he came back out when Stacy exited my house. She went to work with me that day and said something to her, and she said, Keith, she said, I can't take you. I'm going with Mike. Well, he got mad and went back into my house, slammed my door the second time. Well, then at that point in time, that's when I entered my house. And we got into a little screaming match. There was punches thrown, but there really was no connection to him. His mother did get in the middle of it, try to break it up. But to the best of my knowledge, and I mean, you may ask Stacy, she did not get pushed or hit.
Okay. Now, when did you notice any damage to your car?
It was the following day. I was out in the yard with Stacy and my uncle, and I happened to look in my yard, and I seen a big dent in my quarter panel. And when I went up to look at it, me and my uncle, you could visibly see a footprint.
Fine. So now, Mr. Randolph, I'd like you to tell me why you are not responsible for the damage.
Well, as I told you before about my mom.
I don't care about your mom. That doesn't give you license to go out and hurt his car. What's next?
But the thing is, you know, I was so angry, and the car is old, it's on blocks, there's a bunch of trash inside of it.
Is that your defense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can I see the pictures of the car and the estimate for the repair, please?
Yes, ma'am. And you can visibly see there is tires on the car, wheels and tires. At one time, there was a back tire off, and that was for us trying to push the dent out, and it would not come out.
How many times did you kick the car, sir?
4 times on each side.
And nasty. Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,490. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out of Gaines versus Roderick. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Gaines, it is your claim that the defendant filed false assault charges against you after an incident that I can only describe as road rage. You want to tell me what started this incident and when it happened?
Okay. I was on my lunch break.
What date?
It was on December 19th.
2001?
2000.
Okay. Go ahead.
What happened was Donna had ran a red light.
You didn't know her before?
No, I didn't. I didn't know her. She had ran a red light, cut across me. I looked over, and then she flipped me off. And then we started fussing back and forth. She had a phone. She had her cell phone on her.
So she was in front of you?
She was on the right side of me at that point.
So she was on the right side of you on her cell phone?
Correct.
Go ahead.
She started, at that point, she started coming across the line, over like she was trying to hit me. And I didn't know what was going on. So I moved out of her way to prevent an accident. Also, I noticed she had her kid in the car, in the back seat. So, you know, I'm trying to get out the way to avoid an accident. She pulled over at the same time.
Behind you or in front of you?
Behind me.
And she got out of her car?
Correct.
And then what happened?
Okay, at that point, I felt she had a kid in a car. She was endangering my life. She was endangering her kid's life. As a citizen, I went over there, asked, what is your problem? You're driving recklessly. You need to watch what you're doing. And
is that what you said to her? Just that way?
Correct, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And I left. I got back in my car. I didn't run. I got back in my car, and I proceeded back to work.
What happened next?
Okay. What happened, the vehicle was not registered to me. It was my roommate's father's vehicle. And, of course, it has a distinguished license plate. It had a name on there. So, apparently, I guess, Donna had filed a false report, which I have the report here.
Can I see the report, please?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. Donna had filed a false report, and apparently the detective was trying to find out who the vehicle belonged to. He called...
Ultimately, you were arrested?
No, I was not arrested. Ultimately, I was charged.
Ultimately, the charges were dismissed. Is that right?
Correct.
And you are suing her for your attorney's fees, lost wages, and everything else for filing this false police report. Okay. Now I'll hear your version of the events, Ms. Roderick.
Okay, Your Honor. First of all, I did not run a red light because where I pulled out of, there was no red light. It was a stop sign. It was a side road. I was coming out from my house. I was making a left-hand turn, just like as I should have made a left-hand turn, and all of a sudden, I hear honking in the back of me.
That's incorrect.
I don't want you to interrupt her.
Okay.
I heard honking in the back of me. I'd had my 3-year-old son with me. I was in the left lane, and she was behind me honking. I then pulled to the right lane to let her pass because she was obviously aggravated, honking her horn.
Don't interrupt her. You're interrupting.
Okay.
I moved into the right lane to let her pass. I figured she was in a hurry, you know. And then she didn't pass me. She stayed next to my car, and she was the one flipping me off. I couldn't hear what she was saying, but it was obvious that what she was saying was foul language, flipping me off. She then tried to put her car into my lane. I then slowed down. She then proceeded, she got in front of me, and this is while traffic is moving along us. She slowed down, and then she stopped her car in the middle of traffic, in the middle of the lane. She stopped in front of me. I couldn't pull to the side of the road because there's a sidewalk, there's no space to pull over. She then rushed out of her car.
I had my cell phone because I was going to call the police. She came rushing out of her car towards my car. I have my 3-year-old son in the car. I got out of my car because I didn't know at this point she'd tried to run me off of the road. I thought she was crazy already at this point. I got out of the car. I told her that she needed to get back in the car. I was going to call the police.
If you were afraid of me, why didn't you drive off?
I don't talk.
Ms. Gaines,
because you were
with a phone.
You were in
Just-
front
just-
of, she was in front of me.
Don't answer her. This is interesting.
She was in front of me, or I would have gotten away from her.
There is
Don't
a
respond
reverse
to
on
her.
your car.
You're demonstrating that you have a bad temper.
Okay.
So you're not helping yourself.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, I understand.
Good. So now you're up to the point where you have your cell phone and you're going to call the
and I
police.
told her if she, and we were in the middle of the street, traffic was going by, we were both in danger, and I was worried about my 3-year-old son in the car because we were right in the lane. I told her if she did not get back in her car and get going, I was going to call the police. She was in my face, threatening me, you don't know who you're messing with, and I attempted to call the police. She then tried to grab my cell phone from me.
How did she do that?
Well, she went to grab it, but it wasn't, I didn't let go of it. I pulled it back.
Okay.
At this point, she was then screaming. She grabbed me by the hair, pulled my hair, still cussing at me, and then she hit me in the forehead. At this point, I was scared. My son was crying. He was very upset. She got in her car and took off. I was very shaken, and I kept going. I pulled over when I could, and I'm on the phone trying to dial the police to let them know I'd just been assaulted. And I'm talking to the police, and I see a lady on this pulled over on the side of the road. She's waving at me, come here, and I then pulled up to this lady, and she asked me, are you okay? I saw everything. I got her license plate number for you, because it happened so quick. I was just stressed out. I was nervous. Luckily, the witness that I didn't know, she had saw everything. She gave me the license plate number. She was running late for an appointment, but she did leave her phone number for me in case she needed to be a witness in this.
You have a police report?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please?
May I say something else later?
Mm-hmm. Well, this totally independent witness who did stop to give the defendant her name, her telephone number, was very clear in the statement that she gave to the police. The police interviewed her via telephone. She indicated that she saw you get out of the front of your car, which was pulled in front of hers, and the two of you began to argue. Then you, who had gotten out of the front car, hit the other female in the face with her hand, and then you ran back to your car and fled the scene.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Valerie Gaines says she was arrested when Donna Roderick filed a false report with police. Donna says Valerie attacked her in a fit of road rage.
So here we have a witness who clearly says she observed you do, Ms. Gaines, exactly what the defendant said that you did, which was to assault her. Just a second, I have some questions. Oh, you want to tell me something? I'll hear you. Then I'll ask you my questions.
Okay. I saw a lady or a person that was in a vehicle about 3 light poles away. In the statement, it should have showed, because I believe it's on there, she was looking through her rearview mirror.
So what?
We were parallel to her. She could not even see my back.
Don't tell me what you couldn't see. That's what you told the police.
Okay.
That's what you put in the police report.
Okay.
Can't tell me what she could or could not see.
And if I hit her, did she make a downward movement? Because if I would have hit her, she wouldn't have stayed in her standing
Ms. Gaines,
upright.
I don't know what you would have done, what you could have done when you hit her, Ms.
Right.
Gaines.
Correct.
So now I have a few questions for you. Okay. When were you supposed to go to trial on this case?
Okay.
The first date.
The first day I was supposed to go, I guess, January 24th.
Oh.
I did not know because
Just a second.
Okay.
Did you retain an attorney?
I retained an attorney after I had went through 2 different, I went to court. Yeah, 2 times I had to go to court. And then at that time, I decided to obtain a lawyer.
Just 1 second. You went to court once, and you asked for an adjournment to get a lawyer. Don't play, I don't understand you, Judge Judy. You asked for an adjournment to get a lawyer, and then you came back to court, and you didn't have a lawyer. So you asked for another postponement to get a lawyer?
No.
Well, what did you go to court twice for, Miss Gaines?
Okay. The first time I had to go to court, there was a bench warrant placed on me.
So now you got a bench warrant and you appear. Okay.
Correct.
So you appear. And what happened when you appeared? What did the judge tell you?
I can't remember exactly.
Judge tell you that you should get a lawyer.
Well, yes.
Okay. Now, then you went back to court the second time. Did you come back to court the second time with or without a lawyer?
No, I did not.
What do you mean, no, you did not? I don't understand what that means.
This
You did
was
not come back with a lawyer.
I felt that it was a frivolous case, and I was
Pay
hoping
attention
that
to
we
my
could-
question.
Yes.
You were
No, I
told to
didn't.
come back with a lawyer, and you did not come back with a lawyer.
No, I did not.
And then the judge said to you, I told you to come back with a lawyer. I'm going to postpone the case again and come back with a lawyer. Correct?
At that time, I thought we were going to go to trial, and I was not going to have a lawyer, but then we had to go further, because I thought we were going to dismiss the case. I was trying to get the case dismissed because I felt it was a frivolous case.
So then you got a lawyer.
And they wanted to pursue it. Then I did get a lawyer.
And when you came to court with a lawyer, on the third occasion, did you go to trial?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Very interesting. So the first time the lawyer appeared in court, you were ready to go to trial?
Correct.
But there was no trial?
No.
There was no trial because?
It got postponed. Because
it got postponed. Why?
The judge postponed it. Because of time.
Counsel did, Your Honor.
The time, the judge,
Our counsel
the
did.
judge proposed.
How many times did the witness, Miss Roderick, appear in court? I'm speaking. How many times did this witness appear for you, this witness who had nothing to do with this incident? Wasn't your friend, wasn't your sister, wasn't your mother, wasn't anybody else. How many times did this person take time off from work or other business to come to court to testify on your behalf?
I believe it was 3 times.
Okay. And on those 3 occasions, she did not get to testify. Is that right?
No, she didn't. It was continued again.
Right. That's what defense lawyers do. They continue. Put your hand down. They continue cases because what they do is they figure they're going to wear down a witness. And eventually, this Good Samaritan witness is going to get fed up with taking time off from work to come to testify at this trial.
I believe that's exactly what happened.
Well, I don't know whether it's exactly what happened or not, but it's probably pretty close. In any event, Ms. Gaines, you have absolutely no civil case against the defendant.
Excuse me, Your Honor?
Absolutely none. I have to believe that she made up this story. Now, perhaps if it were just the two of you, I would have a much easier time in believing that she just made up this story out of spite. However, the police interviewed a totally independent witness who appeared in court, maybe not 3 occasions, maybe 2 occasions, when either you or your lawyer requested a continuance and was prepared to testify consistent with her statement to the police, which was that she saw you hit her. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Okay. I would like to say that it was not my lawyer that kept continuing the case. It was the judge, because there was so much time that was being delayed by other cases.
Fine. It was the judge. It was the judge who continued the case.
Okay. And the main thing was I was found not guilty.
No, you weren't. You never went to trial.
I did go to trial. I was found not guilty. Here's a deposition. I was found not guilty.
So you did go to trial with just the two of you testifying,
yes, and
but
we
not the witness.
testified.
Exactly. The witness had missed work enough.
Okay.
I missed work too. Also, I have
Who
stress.
cares? You hit her.
I missed stress. I did not hit her.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I did not hit this
Yes, you
woman.
did.
I did not touch her. I don't know what her problem is.
I just
Listen, Miss Roderick, I am not prepared to say, based upon what I have read today, you were not found innocent. You were not found innocent.
That disposition says I was found not guilty.
That's what it says. There is a difference between innocent and not guilty. The not guilty says that the district attorney took the case to trial because the district attorney felt that there was sufficient evidence to go to trial. And after trial, either the court or if there was a jury found that the district attorney had not sustained their burden beyond a reasonable doubt, which is clearly not the standard of proof in a civil trial. Civil trial, in this trial, the quantum of proof is a preponderance of evidence, which is more evidence than not.
Okay.
Clearly, the police had absolute justification for issuing a bench warrant for you. There is an independent witness who unfortunately didn't show up for the third time for trial, who told the police that she saw you hit her. So you have no case, Miss Gaines.
How far away
Your case
was
is
she?
dismissed.
How far
I have
away
no
was-
idea. She's not here.
What?
That's all.
Oh, I'm railroaded.
Excuse
I've
me,
been
step out.
railroaded. I can't believe this.
I'm glad that Judge Judy was able to see through her.
I've lost a lot of money.
I did the right thing by calling the cops.
This is BS.
If she needs to say that to make people think that's what it was, that's fine.
I did not touch her.
All I know is she did put her hands on me.
I got a lawyer to fight my case, and this is all BS.
I don't know why it escalated. Maybe she was having a bad day.
I'm telling you, I didn't touch her.
She's irate right now, screaming and yelling.
I'm telling you, this whole thing is BS. I should have just went on my own.
That's on her. I don't really, that just shows how ignorant she is.
This whole thing is BS.
Look at her attitude now. She didn't touch me, though.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Phillips versus Crane, step forward.
21-year-old car service writer Billy Phillips is suing his ex-girlfriend, 21-year-old receptionist Emily Crane, for a down payment on a car. Emily says Billy took the vehicle back.
Mr. Phillips, let me see if I understand your complaint.
Okay.
I really wasn't quite sure that I was reading it correctly.
Okay.
You and the defendant dated. She needed a car or wanted a car. You made the following agreement with her. You would purchase a car in your name.
Correct.
You put down the deposit, which was $1,000,
Correct.
and you were going to take care of the expenses on the car until she turned 21.
That is correct.
And when she turned 21, she would take over all of the payments and give you your $1,000.
Correct.
Before she turned 21, the two of you broke up.
Yes.
So after you broke up, you went and took back the car
Correct.
before she was 21.
Yes. In the beginning
Now
of...
you have possession of the car,
Correct.
and you want her to pay you the $1,000 deposit.
Correct.
Are you nuts? Mr. Phillips, your original agreement with her was she turns 21, she gives you back your $1,000, and she takes over the car payments. And when she's paid it off, you give her the pink slip to the car so that it's titled in her.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
What was the reason you took the car back before she turned 21?
Because the car was still in my name.
Oh, but that's not her fault.
I'm not saying it was, Your Honor. I just...
But you breached the agreement, sir.
So...
You breached the agreement. She didn't breach the agreement by not turning 21 earlier.
I'm not saying that
she
she
has to
did.
wait until she's 21. That's something beyond her control. You breached the agreement by taking the car back. Now, if she had turned 21 and she did not give you back your $1,000 and assumed the car payments, then you have a right to take the car back and say, you breached the agreement. You didn't give me back my $1,000, but you made it impossible for her to perform her agreement with you because you repossessed the car. Why do you think you're entitled to your $1,000?
Basically because that was the agreement we agreed on.
No, it wasn't. The agreement that you had, sir, was that she was going to give you the $1,000, pay off the car, and have a car. That was the agreement. She wasn't going to give you the $1,000 and pay off a car with you in possession of the car. She was going to have a car to drive around in. You took back the car before she turned 21. Am I getting through to you?
Yes, you are getting...
Perfect. Case dismissed.
Party versus Richardson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Ms. Trester, the defendant was a roommate of yours, and it is your claim that when she moved out, she purposely bleached your clothes, and in addition, she either took or stole some of your property.
Yes.
Defendant says nonsense. When did you move in together?
We moved in August.
How many people were sharing the apartment?
There was 4 of us all together.
Was it an apartment, a townhouse?
It was a townhome, three levels.
Were you going to school or working?
I do both.
And the other people?
My brother and the other roommate work, and Layla was working at the time.
When did you move out?
I moved out on November 9th, 2000.
Had you signed the lease?
Yes, I had.
So you broke your lease when you moved out?
No, I had cleared it with our landlord.
But you were breaking your lease by moving out early?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me why you moved out.
I moved out because I would come home various nights from work, and pretty much in the living room, couch, entertainment center, everything was mine, and stuff was getting misused on my entertainment center. My cats were purposely being let outside, and they weren't outside cats. And I was just, you know, I moved all my stuff up to my room pretty much. And a couple days later, I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, visiting a friend. Cassandra called me and pretty much told me that it was unfair that I moved my stuff upstairs because, you know, all the roommates were using it. And I explained that pretty much, you know, if they can't use it properly, it is my stuff. I should be able to move it up to my room if I'd like to. And pretty much after that, we just weren't getting along, arguing, yelling at each other. And I had previously been in a car accident. I didn't need any extra stress, so I figured it was better for both of us just to end the situation and for me to move out and move on.
Now, Ms. Trestor, it is your claim that the defendant damaged some of your property, and that was on the 9th of November?
Yes.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, actually, to correct her, the reason she moved out is we actually had a physical confrontation. A couple days before, she had thrown a bowl at my head and I slapped her back.
She had thrown a what at your head?
A cat food bowl at my head, and I had slapped her back. I went in later that day and apologized and was like, we'll work these things out. I know you lost your job, you don't have rent. I can cover you for a little bit longer, we just need to work on it. She wasn't paying her bills.
How long hadn't she paid the rent?
It was due on the 1st, so she moved out on the 9th, so it was 9 days late. And the main thing was that our bills, she had written checks to, bounced, and she was unwilling to take care of them. That was the problem, and she was like, I'm too busy to take care of it, so I was like, well, you need to take care of it or get out. At that point, we were okay. I came home. I felt that her moving her stuff out of the front room was vindictive because she was doing it because she was upset at me, and I told her, if this is the way it's going to continue to be, maybe it'll be better if you get out. I would rather have you out. She said that I was overreacting. We needed to talk about it. So I was like, we'll talk about it when I get home from work the next day. She called me at work from that day, that was on the 7th, and told me that she was moving out. I went home that night to monitor things getting moved around because, of course, things always get taken when people move out. And her mom and her were egging me on to fight, saying that I wasn't tough enough, so I went up into my room and stayed until I had heard that they'd left. When I left, I came downstairs to grab all my stuff because while I was up in my room, I heard her and her mom constantly going, is this Cassie's stuff? If it is, I don't care, break it. It's not mine. I don't care, break it. Hearing things thud, hit the wall, laughing, just very horrible things. So when I came downstairs, the first thing I went to was my clothes because that's most important to most girls. But and I went into there and the bleach was just overwhelming. Like my eyes started burning.
On what floor is the laundry room?
It's on the first level. The 2 bedrooms are upstairs, so I came downstairs and I could smell bleach as soon as I got to the bottom of the stairs and went in there. And lo and behold, all of my clothes have bleach on them. And the bleach bottle was standing up and had the cap on it. So I called the police and made a report, and that's this for you.
What other items do you say that the defendant has of yours?
Clothes, books. She had also borrowed a bunch of things from me because I always was open to letting her borrow whatever she wanted as long as she returned it. And I'd asked for her to give that stuff back before she moved out. And she said that she would and never did. She moved out, and about 2 weeks after she was completely out of the house, I came home and there were multiple things missing, including almost half of my wardrobe. I had barely anything left. And of course, I live with 2 boys, so they're not borrowing it. And she still had the keys at that time that she was unwilling to give because she stated that she was still on the lease until I got a new person on the lease and she was entitled to come over.
I'll hear you.
Thank you. Actually, the night we were moving out, about a couple days before, about me throwing a cat bowl.
I don't care about cat bowl, I care about her bleached clothing.
Yeah, the night we were moving out, I had quite a few friends over helping me pack and my own mother. And my mom had gone in the bathroom saying, you know, is any of this stuff yours, Layla? And I said, the bleach is mine, but there's not enough to even worry about taking. There was probably like an inch left in the bottle, so I wasn't even gonna worry about it. And I also, if you would like to look at it, my mom was supposed to be my witness today because in the police report you can see that Cassie actually said my mother bleached her clothes.
I don't care if it was her mother or if it was you or one of the friends that you brought over.
Okay.
Madam, you're responsible.
Okay.
I mean, that's easy. Nobody bleaches their own clothes.
Can I make another point, please?
Just a second. Nobody bleaches their own clothes. And if you just said to me, I was there with my mother and some other of my friends who came to help me move, it's clear to me that she did not bleach her own clothes. So either you bleached her clothes. I can't imagine your mother being immature enough to bleach her clothes, but maybe one of your friends. Maybe your mother, when she got annoyed and she said, is this bleach yours? And you said, yes, but it's not worth taking because there's only an inch left in it. And she said, fine, and poured it out. Something like that, but you're responsible for her clothes. Next.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cassandra Trester says ex-roommate Layla Richardson owes for bleaching her clothes. Cassandra also claims that while moving out, Layla stole her belongings.
You have any of her clothing?
No, I don't.
I'm going to say it again. Do you have any of her clothing?
No, I don't, ma'am. And can I just say one more thing about when I was moving out? We were moving out, and I got my stuff in trucks to go to the storage unit to put in there, and it was about 8:30, and we were walking right past that bathroom. I didn't smell any bleach. I am really unaware of what happened, honestly. If you can look at the police report, that would be great.
Why would you think she would bleach her own clothes?
I really don't know, but...
Now, what's the value of the clothing that was bleached and destroyed?
Sorry, I don't have it all added. I have it all added in between.
Okay, let me have it.
Turtleneck, which was $80. Trans 9 pants, $80 as well. Long sleeve blue shirt, just $20. Pair of jeans, $50. Black short sleeve shirt worth $20. Blue Chinese riding shirt, which is $30, a black sweater, which is $30, and pajama bottoms worth $10.
$320. Now, you have no direct proof that she stole anything from your house.
Actually, I do.
I'd like to hear the proof.
Jeremy called me and was like, Layla just came over. Jeremy.
What's your last name?
Skog.
Okay. How do you know these people?
At the time, I was Layla's best friend and also a very good friend of Cassie's.
Okay.
I was there with Layla helping her move her things out. What Cassie said about Layla taking different articles of her clothing, or I'm sorry, different things out of the kitchen and stuff, is this Cassie's, okay, then break it. That is correct. That happened several times throughout the night. I went into the bathroom to go to the bathroom, and I recall there being a strong odor of cat litter, and I actually mentioned something about that. After I left the bathroom, only 2 people went into the bathroom before Cassie found the bleach, which was Layla and her mother. Later that night, after everything had happened, right after the police officer had called me, Layla called me and said, please don't say that my mom and I did it. I swear I had nothing to do with it. Please don't say that my mom and I did it. I told her I'd already talked to the police officer and that I said I wasn't positive that she had done it, but that I had told the police officer that the only 2 people in the bathroom were Layla and her mother. A couple days later, she called me and said, I want you to see how cute I look today. Can I come over? I said, absolutely. She came over and she was wearing the purple floral skirt of Cassie's that she had lost and the gray New York sweater. And
yeah, just a second. Yes?
I'm sorry, I obviously didn't steal any of her clothes.
Well, let's talk about that particular outfit. He's not lying. He's telling me the truth.
Okay. Well,
he's telling me the truth. That's what he saw you wearing.
Okay, well, actually, I don't have a pink floral skirt or anything.
You don't have one that belongs to you.
Correct.
No, I don't wear skirts, ma'am.
Listen to me.
I don't have
Listen to me.
her clothes.
He's not lying to me. How do I know that? I don't share my secrets, but I know that he's not lying to me.
And then I believe almost every day that week, she had come over wearing something that I recognized as Cassie's. The gray New York sweatshirt that she was wearing, or the sweater vest that she was wearing at the time, actually was one of the reasons that these 2 were fighting, was because Cassie, it was her favorite sweater, and she'd asked for it back several times, and Layla refused. Every time we went to Layla's house that she was wearing it, she would take it off before we even went into the house so that Cassie didn't see it. Layla has her lip and her eyebrow pierced. She had Cassie's horseshoe barbell in her lip and a barbell in her eyebrow as well, which belonged to Cassandra as well. I've seen her in the clothes several times.
High marks for having places to put those.
Actually, I don't have that many places. They're extra for my belly button. She used them for her eyebrow ring.
I'll hear your witness. You have a witness? Is that why you brought this person?
No, he was there the same night also.
Okay, Steve, I've already decided that she or her mother bleached the clothes. So I want you to pass over the bleaching. I don't want you to waste your time with nonsense about the bleaching. She or her mother bleached the clothes. What do you know about any other clothes that are in Miss Richardson's possession that don't belong to her? Do you know anything about that?
I do not.
Good, then you may be seated. Miss Richardson.
Yes?
You're going to lie big. You don't lie over $500, which is what the plaintiff is suing for. She's suing for $500 for her clothes. The bleached clothes alone come to $320. I would give her the $500 just because you were nasty. But I found that you do, in fact, have other of her property that you decided for some reason to appropriate for your own use. I would suggest you better grow up. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Stuff was being thrown around, but nothing was broken. I was in the same bathroom, didn't smell any smell.
The judge knew who was telling the truth.
He's only there for 10 minutes. I'm sure he knew a lot.
Maybe she's vindictive. I don't know.
I think the truth came out, and I'm glad that it happened.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Tao versus Perry. Step forward, please.
27-year-old claims adjuster Daisy Tao is suing ex-boyfriend, 33-year-old graphic artist Adam Perry, for an unpaid loan. Adam says the money in question was to pay Daisy's bills.
Ms. Tao, the defendant is a former boyfriend of yours. I gather that you lived together for a brief period of time. You claim 2 loans to the defendant totaling $2,500. Relationship is over. You want your money.
Yes, that's correct, ma'am. I did not live with him, though. That's not correct.
You did not?
No, I never lived with him.
Okay. When, I'll get you in a second. When was the first loan?
On February 9th, 2001.
What was it for?
He's told me that he was behind in rent, car payment, that he didn't have any money. And so I helped him out. I gave him a loan of $1,500 that we agreed upon that he would pay me back when he got his taxes. And in March, he told me that he was still short and behind on his mortgages.
Could you put your hand down?
And so then I had to loan him another $1,000. And so at that point, I was getting a little concerned, and I did tell him that I expected him to pay me back. He agreed to this and said that he would pay me back in the summer, because at the time he was unemployed and trying to go to school.
Where were you living in February of 2001?
I lived at home in Little Canada, Minnesota.
At home with whom?
With my family.
Where were you living in March?
At home.
And where was the defendant living?
He lived in Dayton, Minnesota.
Were you working?
Yes.
Did you ever stay over at his house or apartment?
I would go to see him once in a while, yes.
I'm asking you a question. I expect honest answers. Do you understand? Did you ever stay over at his home?
Yes, I've spent the night at his house, yes.
On an average of how many nights a week?
Maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks.
Now, Mr. Perry, it is agreed that she gave you $2,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you tell me what that money was for.
In January, Your Honor, she wanted to move in together. I had a relative living with me, and she asked if I had my relative move out.
Your Honor, that is not true.
I don't want you to interrupt him.
So my cousin moved out, and she agreed to roughly pay half of the bills, which I have a list of a couple of months, which total a little over $1,100, and she said she would pay half.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Do you want...
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
Then you can't speak when he's speaking. When, according to you, did she move into your home?
In early January.
She moved all of her clothes and belongings and...
She had clothes, belongings, hair dryers, curling irons.
Are you telling me, sir, that she moved all of her personal belongings from her parents' house into your house?
She wasn't living at her parents' house, Your Honor.
Where was she living?
She would stay at some friend's house, and she moved from place to place, and that's why she asked, because she was going to switch her job position and move closer to where I lived so that we could be together.
So she moved in January?
Yes, Your
And she agreed to, according to you, roughly pay half the expenses?
Exactly what my cousin was paying, which was about $500.
Well, now you changed the story.
Mm-hmm.
So which is the story, that she agreed to pay for roughly half the expenses, or that you had a fixed amount of $500?
It was about $500, Your Honor.
No, about $500, sir, isn't an agreement.
No.
So what was it? Well, let's say this. She moved in January.
Yes.
Did she give you a check in January?
No. She did not
No,
give me...
shh. No, no.
Okay.
She gave you nothing in January.
No.
And then on February 9th, she did give you $1,500.
Yes.
Is that right?
She said,
Just a minute. And that was the beginning of February.
yes.
So I assume you were going to tell me that at the beginning of February, having lived there for 1 month and having had an agreement with you that she would pay you roughly $500 a month, she decided to pay you for January.
Yes, Your Honor.
And February.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then prepay March.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's $1,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then in March, right now she's already paid in for
Yes.
March. But in March, she gives you another $1,000.
Yes.
And that is, I assume you're going to testify that she said to you, well, I've already paid for March, but I like to pay my bills in advance, so I'm going to pay you for April and May.
Yes, she gave me
Yes,
money.
that's what you're telling me.
Yes,
That's
Your
what she
Honor.
did. Is that right?
Yes.
Bull. That's not the way it works, sir. If somebody agrees to move in with you as a roommate, and let's say she fell behind in January, so she maybe would have given you January, if I believed your story, January and February. So she would have given you $1,000 to cover January and February.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then when March came, she would have paid you $500 for March, so she would have given you a total of $1,500 for January, February, and March.
Yes.
And what you're telling me is, no, that's not what she did. She paid you 3 months at one time, a little in advance, and then she paid you for 2 months after that. I don't believe you, sir.
She wanted me to keep ahead, Your Honor.
I don't believe you, sir. I believe that you fell behind in your bills. Now, you didn't tell me about that. Did you fall behind in your bills?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you needed money.
Yes.
Is that right? Did you say anything to her about giving her back any money when you got your tax returns in April?
I did not, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
She was there at least 4 days a week, Your Honor.
I was not.
Shh, just a minute. Mr. Perry, when somebody lives with you full-time,
Yes.
they are not there 4 days a week.
No, she was not living with me full time.
Give her back her money, Mr. Perry. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 437 on the calendar in the matter of Yukevich versus Seiss. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Ms. Yukevich, you were a waitress in a restaurant.
Correct.
The defendant was there with a group of family members, a large group of family members.
Correct.
And it is your claim that while there, she assaulted you.
Yes.
And you want to be compensated not only for the assault, but for your lost wages and your pain and suffering.
Yes.
The defendant says she'd never hit you. Were you the person who was serving the defendant's group?
No.
Tell me what happened.
Well, that party had been sitting there for a while, and they were drinking a lot. And I was in the section next to this large party, and I had a couple of tables there. And throughout the night, they were having problems, my tables with the large party, because the large party was kind of getting out of control, standing up, backing into my tables. And I believe that woman right over there was smoking in the non-smoking section, and a table had asked me, you know, to tell the woman to stop because it was bothering them, and they were in the non-smoking
She was
section.
just standing in the...
Just standing in the non-smoking, smoking. So I walked up to her and I proceeded to tell her, ma'am, you can't smoke here, this is non-smoking. She then proceeded to get very defensive with me. And
what did she say?
She said, we're leaving. You can't tell me when to leave and what to do. I can stay here as long as I want and do whatever I want. And I said, you can, ma'am, but you can't smoke here. And she proceeded to say the same thing, call me some names like, you white gringa, weta. And I said, you know what, if you want to be a grumpy old woman, be a grumpy old woman, but do it somewhere else. And I walked away because I knew the situation was going to get out of control. So I went to go tell my manager what had happened. And as I was walking around, she came running up to me, excuse me, you white bitch, you white bitch. That's her, grabbed me, slammed me up against the wall like this, started punching me, kicking me, scratching at my face or something, and slamming me up against the wall. And I'm freaked out because I've never seen this woman before in my life. Luckily, then one of my coworkers jumped in between, and she's reaching around him, you know, punching like this, kicking, and that's when I like looked down the way at my section, and there was a full-out brawl that large party of hers, they had tables thrown over, broken bottles. One of my customers was on the ground and they were kicking him. He was bloody from head to toe. At that point, I don't know where she went, but I ended up just running because I didn't know what to do. It was like a flight something. I took off to run outside because I was like, I'm getting the hell out of this situation. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
What kind of injuries did you sustain?
I have some pictures here.
I'd like to see them.
And I have a medical bill. They're not very good pictures. She did throw me up against the wall, so like a lot of it was to the back of my head. This is the medical bill here. The restaurant did pay for the medical bill, but that's just the... on there, you can see some of the scratches on my face.
Were you taken to the emergency room then?
The EMS checked me out, and then they told me to go to the hospital afterwards. So I went, right after I got off work, I went to the emergency room.
Did you miss any work?
Yes, I did. I have this that shows what I missed several days. I also have a police report and an incident report from my managers. This is police report, and this is incident report from the managers. There's also a statement from Margaret on that day in there too, that it was an incident report, I guess. I did highlight a statement.
Okay, Ms. Saez, now I'm ready to hear from you. You were having dinner with your family. Go ahead.
Yes, but I believe we were there a different day because what she's saying is not at all the incident I was involved in. We were a party of 23, 5 generations. The incident, the way it started was I was walking Grandma out. She was walking out ahead of me. My witness was walking out ahead of me. And I sent Grandma off with someone else because I saw that they were having words with each other. The part where I walked in is where Hazel says, I didn't know we had a time limit, is what she told her at that time.
Who's Hazel?
This is my witness. Hazel's my niece.
I didn't know we had a time limit.
Right. So anyway, if you want, Hazel can tell you how the incident started with her, and she can tell you what went on.
So that's what you heard. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, what I heard them say, she says, you Mexicans never know when to leave.
I work in a Mexican restaurant.
Just a second. So that's, okay, just a second. So that's what you say you heard her say to your niece?
Yes. You Mexicans never know when to leave. Hazel says, I didn't know we had a time limit. And she says, yes, that's why nobody wants you people around.
No.
She told her. And then she proceeded to light a cigarette because she had been on her way out. And she tells her, you can't smoke here. It's a non-smoking area. And then she says, and besides, you're just jealous of my white skin and my blonde hair. Then turned around and walked out.
Go ahead.
So, you know, like, blood started boiling, but my daughter grabbed me at this time because there were some friends, other friends of ours there that we hadn't seen in a while. So then afterwards I went looking for her. I felt she was being very rude. I approached her. I was on my way to approach her to discuss the situation. I put my finger up at her to, you know, to make the point. The 2 bus boys jumped me at that time, grabbed me, and I do have some injuries and I'm disabled. I am on disability. I have metal fusions on my neck, arthritis spondylosis.
You never brought this up.
I've since then been, I've had 6 surgeries and been diagnosed with fibromyalgia and all this stuff. Anyway, so I can't move. I can't do that kind of stuff. I approached her. The bus boys jumped me before I even said a word. And they started, and they pulled my arms back, which causes a great deal of pain for me. So I started yelling and screaming, let me go, let me go. So my son saw this, and he came over. He says, I'll take her out. Don't worry about her. So he got me by the arm, and we went out.
How do you think she got the scratches on her face, Miss Saez?
I have no idea. As a matter of fact, if you don't mind, I'd like to see the pictures because APD and the fire department were there. They checked her. And, you know, according to the police report, it says that they just let her go. It says battery, but they didn't arrest me. Had they found any marks on her or anything, and it's an assault, you think, you know, they would have arrested me.
They said they couldn't
didn't?
arrest her, that I would have to press charges. They didn't even arrest the people that assaulted my customer, and he was bleeding from head to toe.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Waitress Michelle Yukevich says she was assaulted on the job by customer Margaret Seiss. Margaret says Michelle insulted her with a racial slur.
So my question to you is, why didn't you press charges on her? Is there any reason?
Oh, it took me 45 days to get the police report, like seriously. And then I was waiting to go down and press charges. I know it's been a little while, but I mean, it's been in the back of my head.
It's not going to happen. Okay.
Had I hit her,
Ms. Saez, I believe you made contact with the plaintiff. Let me tell you that.
No, I didn't.
Let me tell you why I believe you made contact with all of your disabilities. Because when someone is assaulted, they want the person responsible to compensate them or be punished. If she were assaulted by somebody else, you wouldn't be here. She said that you assaulted her. According to your own statement, you were hot, you got furious, according to you, when you heard her make comments to your niece, and you were hot then. Then you went back to find her. And you didn't go back to find her just to have a discussion, because by that time, things were starting to get rowdy between the tables on your side and the tables on the other side, because this looks to me as if it turned into a free-for-all. So you had not only the opportunity, but you had the mental capacity at that moment to strike out at her.
Your Honor, I wear these rings all the time, plus other ones. I just toned it down a little bit. These would have left some big bruises had I punched her.
Look at
the way the tables are set in the restaurant, there is no way that you can get her against the wall. And on her police report, she says on here that I was smoking, that I was seated in a non-smoking area, which I wasn't.
Police got confused, but the whole story, the story that I get in the complaint...
No, but she says that she came back.
Listen
and
to me,
she
the
didn't
stories
talk
that
to me.
The stories
she talked
that,
to her.
The stories that you both told today are totally consistent. Now, the police, in the course of taking down a report, may not get everything right, but the stories that you both told me today were consistent with regard to what happened with your niece, that she told her not to smoke, whatever words were exchanged. And I'm not sure that I'm getting the whole story about the words that were exchanged, because it seemed to me absolutely ludicrous for the plaintiff.
What she said is an absolute lie, Your Honor. All I have to back me up is the truth. Yeah. And when he swore me in, I swore to do that. I would never was the word gringa used, anything like that. Nothing like that was ever said. I don't know where she got this from.
Just a minute. But according to you, the word was said.
Oh, it was.
Just a minute. According
That's
to you,
why
the
I'm
word
saying.
was said by your niece.
Yes. That's what I'm
niece.
saying. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, I believe that. What I'm telling you, Ms. Saez, is that what the police took down quickly in their notes did not reflect what happened on that day, which was basically she told her not to smoke. They get into some words. You're overhearing words that they're getting into, and you decided to have a confrontation with her, which you did. You not only decided to have a confrontation with her at that moment that you heard it, but you got rid of your mother or your aunt or whoever else it was, and you went back to find her. Again, you went back to confront her. Because according to you, Ms. Saez, you were boiling at what you heard her say. And then you went to find her. That's what you said. You said, I went to find her.
Because she was making such horrible racist remarks. And unless someone is there to receive those names, if you're not there at the other end, will never know how you feel. You feel humiliated, degraded. She made me feel like an alien.
Oh,
and I don't mean like an alien from across the border. I'm talking about from Mars or something.
Never did that. You are a grown-up, madam. Grown-ups know that words...
I understand that.
Words are different from acting physically.
When someone is being a racist,
yes,
it is going to cause problems. No one likes to be labeled with names.
So what kind of problems is it going to cause? What kind of... Hey, Ms. Saez, you see what you're doing?
Exactly. This is what she was doing.
No, this is what you're doing.
And this is why I got angry. And unless you're on that receiving end...
You got angry and you hit her. It's going to cost you $2,500.
Receive that.
Period. End of discussion. Sticks and stones break my bones. Names will never hurt me. You report it to the manager. You never go back to the restaurant, but you don't go over there and assault her. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Thank you very
Parties
much.
are excused. You may step out.
None of that ever happened. Absolutely none of it happened.
Margaret, you know, proved my case just by her actions.
Knock the out of the person, if you can.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Dagrapont versus Sierra. Step forward, please.
67-year-old Paul Dagrapont is suing 28-year-old car salesperson Vanessa Sierra for the cost of a new puppy. Paul says when his granddaughter's Maltese was in Vanessa's care, the dog ran away and was hit by a car.
Your granddaughter, I assume this is your granddaughter, had a little Maltese dog, and she wanted to breed and have a litter of puppies from her dog. You got the defendant's name. The defendant had a male Maltese. You brought your granddaughter's dog to the defendant's home for the purposes of having this liaison.
Correct.
And left her there,
Yes.
which was standard procedure, I assume. Is that right?
I've never bred a dog before, so I don't know what standard procedure is.
I haven't either.
Well, hopefully the dogs know better than you do. In any event, having done that sort of thing a couple of times myself, that's what usually happens. You bring the dog and they try to get acquainted so that there is a little, for want of a better, there's a little foreplay. You know, they sort of get to know each other and like each other and stuff. But while the dog was in your care, the dog ran away. You want to be compensated for the dog because you believe it was the defendant's responsibility. Why do you think this was not your responsibility?
It's not that it's not my responsibility. I'm really sorry for what happened.
Of course you are.
It was just a strange situation. No agreement was ever, like handwritten agreement was ever made. I mean, if I was a mean person or a bad person, I could have just simply denied having the dog. There was no proof or evidence that the dog was ever at my house.
I don't understand that. If you were a bad or a mean person. He brought the dog to your house. Your agreement was that you were going to be paid for the breeding?
Correct.
Okay. How much were you supposed to be paid?
We never agreed upon a price.
We're going to discuss the fee later. Is that all correct, Mr. Davenport?
Yes.
So I still don't understand why you don't think you're responsible. The dogs were playing in the backyard and his dog got away.
Right. The dog was brought to me on the day before New Year's Eve. I called him that evening to let him know that the dogs hadn't, as you called it, gotten acquainted or had their liaison, so to speak. They weren't actually getting along. My dog was chasing his dog around the house, and she didn't seem at all interested. He told me to go ahead and keep the dog overnight, which I did. I did inform him that I do work. I work the next day 9 to 9, and I would not be home. He asked me if anybody would be home. I told him my brothers and my father would.
Okay. So he did ask who would be around.
My brother put both dogs in the yard, and I do have pictures of my dog and the yard, which is completely enclosed. My brother went back to check on the dogs. He let them do their business because he didn't, this is very important, he didn't give me a leash. When he dropped off the dog, he didn't even come in the house. He just handed me the dog. I couldn't put the dog in the front yard to, you know, do its bathroom business. So we put him in the backyard, my brother did. And when he went back, within half an hour, the dog was gone. They went out, we spent the entire New Year's Eve.
Did you find out how the dog got away?
No, that's the thing. I have pictures. My dog was still in the yard. My dog didn't get out. We don't know how the dog got out.
Maybe somebody stole her. Yeah. Somehow the dog got away.
Right. And I'm not disputing that fact.
So you have to pay for the dog.
Well, I mean, the dog should have been picked up earlier in the day. I wasn't home. I mean, I'm really sorry for what happened, and then...
Miss Sierra, the dog was entrusted to your care in a business relationship. You were going to be paid for the purposes of breeding the dog. If the dog was left in your care, was not returned, you have to pay for the dog. Simple. Did you replace the puppy for your granddaughter?
Yes, we did.
You did. And do you have the bill for the replacement puppy?
We had pictures of the puppy. This is the new puppy, and these are the pictures of the old ones.
Oh, this time you got her a little Yorkie. How's the new puppy?
Playful.
Looks adorable. Step up near your granddaddy. A girl or a boy?
A girl.
What did you name her?
Minnie.
How old is she now?
I think 10 or 11 weeks.
You taking good care of her?
Yeah.
Good. How much did you pay for Minnie?
$700.
You have the bill?
I don't have the bill on the new dog. I have a canceled check on the old one, and this is the posters that we put up looking for when Rice was missing. And we have bills from the veterinarian that they require baby shots, so to speak.
Okay, let me see the bill for...
ما جاتش بنك نسيت ابارك ودي نسيت صور وش معايا في الجاكيت مشاكلنا صعب امتى تسلم وليه بتكمل نص ديني وهي دينها منا انا جسمي كله شوك ما تقربش مني انا راسي جواها خوف ما تقربش مني بعمل بكره يبعد محتاج هدوء محتاج تفكير عشان اكمل
انا مش ناسي اللي فات تعبت من كتر الكلام اسمي سابق كل الناس يومي ما بيكملش الا بالكاس
الشغلة مش خلصان بالفلوس نتراد زميلي شكلك من فرنسا في جزمتي فوق راسك وده مش فيلم اديك تكش اديك نكست راوند سكيب عشان في العادي نك تيجي هنا نقدموك نعلموك الفن صح ما تسعناش انا وانت زميلي حتى لو مش برضا انا دايما الاول ندخلوك زميلي ما صح نعمل عليك زميلي الدخله نسوحوك نرموك على الارض انا مش ناسي اللي فات تعبت من كتر الكلام اسمي سابق كل الناس يومي ما بيكملش الا بالكاس انا مش ناسي اللي فات تعبت من كتر الكلام اسمي سابق كل الناس يومي ما بيكملش الا بالكاس مش هتسلك يا زميل دول بيعبدوا الكيف فاكرين الدنيا دي سعيد ده صاحب البيت كان ضيف وانا هنا شالب كارتي واعمل منك فقرة مش طالب من الدنيا غير نجاح وشهرة تعبنا زميل الطاقة بتروح ولسه بتخلص كله بيمشي ويرجع تاني مجدد نسخة بتحبوني او لا خلاص ما بقتش فارقة بحب نفسي كتير عشان دايما بتكسب ده بمزاج يا زميلي انا مش بمشي بالاصول ما بسيبش حقي يضيع حتى لو هطلع مقتول ده زمايلي في ضهري نعمل من المايل معدول واللي خان اكيد ما كانش في يوم هيكون رسول